Now on 97.3 The Fan.
Finally a Friday, and we welcome you to it. Gwynn and Chris on 97.3 The Fan. Chrisello. Tony Gwynn Jr. idle today. Matt Skraby, though, he's working.
I'm here.
Not as hard as usual, though. Skraby's going to take an evening off. There will be no Skraby Chronicles.
Oh, yes.
We might as well get that bad news out of the way.
I know. I'm sorry to everyone. I guess we'll just start with the reason why.
I think you have a very good reason why. And number one, congratulations.
Thank you.
On your reason why. It's one of the most impressive, LeBron James aside, streaks that I've heard of.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it is. So tell everybody what you've accomplished. There are many people out there who have followed your journey.
Yes.
When it comes to handling your alcoholism.
Yes.
And I think when you make a monumental number like the one you're putting up there today, I think it's worth mentioning. So it is a good start to the show as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I appreciate that, Chris. I am, and this is what I usually say, I haven't had a drink in 3,287 days, which is 9 years. And that's pretty crazy. And I'm going to tell a story, Chris, that I didn't think I was going to tell until right this moment.
But real quick.
Yes.
You don't count the days, or do you?
I have an app that does it.
Okay. No, I was going to say, because you could just multiply 9 times the amount of years and come up with your number.
Yeah, no,
Did you do that, or did you know that?
No,
before?
my app tells me each thing. It tells me
3,285 days.
87, I think.
87, that's right. I forgot to include leap years.
87.
A couple of leap years have been
That's
in there.
actually true.
That is.
But it also tells me, it's been, let's see, 78,901 hours. It tells me all this stuff.
Yeah, that's more than I need. But I'm going to give you the 9 years. I'm going to give you the days. That's insane. It's impressive. And I think it, the obvious, and then you can tell your story. I think the obvious to everyone who listens to this show, everyone who may know somebody who has struggled with alcoholism, can pass along the fact that it can be done.
It can.
You are, living, breathing proof of that. And that's important to a lot of people out there. So I think you should give yourself a small round of applause.
Okay. Thank you.
There you go.
And here's the story. And people ask me sometimes, why are you so open about your life? And I'm like, well, I've learned that I have a way to change people's perspective on things and hit close to home with certain people. But 2 weeks ago in my AA meeting, I was sitting there just minding my own business, listening to everyone go around the room. And it came to this one guy that I've never seen before. And he said his days, and he said, I'm new to all this. And the reason that I'm here right now is because of that guy right there, Skraby from 97.3 The Fan.
Wow.
And I was stunned. But he said, and
so he didn't talk to you before this?
No. I was just minding my own business. But This was welcome, and he still gives me a little bit of chills. But he found me after, and he said that every time that I've said something about my past drinking, he says he's identified with it, and he's been wanting to get himself to a place where he could do it too. And he finally took that leap, and he said, "Thank you for opening my eyes that it can happen."
I think leap is. I'm not in charge of this, and I don't go to the AA meetings, obviously, but leap seems like an intimidating word to people. I would say it's a small step.
Yeah.
You take that first small step.
I mean, they call it the steps for a reason.
It becomes a leap when you've put a bunch of small steps together.
I guess, yeah, but sometimes
that can be intimidating to somebody who feels like, man, this is really going to be hard.
I guess it's
going to be, but you start with a step and you go for one day and you keep moving.
And if you're someone who wants to stop drinking, I always did it like this. I tried to see if I can get through the next minute. And then when I did, I got through the next 10 minutes, and then I got through an hour, and then I got through 6 hours, and then I just kept going. And you have to just remember that it's always there. But I want people to know the word leap is scary. Yes. But I used it because for some people it is a leap, because their lifestyle of alcoholism is all they know, and they would have to change everything.
Fair point.
Yes.
All right. We don't.
But anyway,
this is a sports talk radio show. I get it, but one thing all of us on this show Tony, myself, and you especially, we've always shared things that go on in our own lives with all of you out there. And I think that's one of the reasons we've been able to make a connection with some people. And if you're tuning in and you're saying, why are you talking about this stuff? Well, then this show's probably not for you anyway. So I think it's important that we started with, excuse the phrase, a sobering subject.
Yes.
Right?
I mean,
it's important. And, making 9 years is no small achievement.
I'll share this and then we can move on.
Yeah.
The last drink I ever had, I did it
December 5th.
No, December 4th, actually.
Oh, right. Okay.
December 4th.
2016.
The reason I stopped drinking, and this is what motivated me, so you could find any healthy motivation possible. The reason I stopped drinking is because my rehab center who kicked me out told me I couldn't stop drinking. And that was all I needed to know to at least get through the next day.
That's what you
I was
needed.
like, you know what? I'm going to prove you wrong.
You needed something to tell me you couldn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, sometimes that works.
Well,
all right. Well, congrats to you, Skraby.
Thank you.
Congrats. Speaking of streaks, I mentioned it, LeBron James, his streak is over, and 1,297 consecutive. Pretty impressive. I think it was 18 years that he scored at least double figures in every single game he played. Yeah, it's amazing. It's a great streak. But spare me.
What?
And this isn't coming from a LeBron James hater. You're a LeBron James hater.
I'm not.
But spare me how incredible it was that LeBron could have taken the last shot, got to 10 points, and kept the streak alive, but he passed the ball to a wide open player who hit the game-winning shot. Please spare me how great that is. They're saying that like no other player in basketball history would have passed up a guarded shot to give it to an open man.
Oh, you're mad. Oh, I see. You're upset with the media for praising it.
Oh, they're bowing at his feet. They're bowing at LeBron's feet. You are so superior, King, because
well, he is a king.
I know, but I mean, you are so superior because you passed to an open player. That is what any decent NBA player would do. I will say this, not all of them. Some guy would have forced up the shot.
Kobe, maybe,
but LeBron passed it. The guy, it was Hachimura, I think, made the winning shot. And everything is like, now LeBron is even greater than he was before because he gave up the chance to keep his streak alive. And they went even further. They said, if he takes the shot and he makes it, then he keeps the streak alive at 10 points. If he misses it, the game goes into overtime and he has more time. So he was so unselfish. He is,
man.
And apparently LeBron had time to think all of this through before he passed it to Hachimura. He passed it to him because it's the right play to make. And that's what almost every player would do. I know there's some who wouldn't, but most everyone would. You don't have to be a deity, the legend of LeBron, to pass to an open player to win the game.
Isn't he known for not taking that shot?
He's taken a lot of criticism earlier in his career.
Yeah, for not
taking the shot,
passing the ball.
Whereas Jordan and Kobe, quote, always took it. I'd be honest with you. You and I think we got a really good countdown topic later today where we count down our top 5 in a category. And the countdown today is going to be our top 5 favorite things, or things that used to be our favorite things or that we loved that no longer really apply in the world. And so we'll get to the countdown, but along those lines, one of my favorite things that no longer applies enough is that Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time. There is no argument. And I'm up against an entire generation of you who think this guy, LeBron, who belongs on the all-time 5, greatest team ever, but he is just not close to Jordan. And I can't make you think any other way because you've already decided. And that's just got to stop. But it's not going to. But it drives me crazy. It absolutely drives me crazy. There's no way LeBron is anywhere mentally. He's not athletically.
Oh, come on. LeBron's the best athlete
No.
in all of sports at his height.
At his height, fine, but not athletic, more athletic than Jordan. Nobody's a better dunker than Jordan. Nobody's a better player than Jordan. Nobody's a better shooter. Nobody's a better competitor. Nobody's a better defensive player. Nobody's a better do whatever it is necessary to win player. Jordan was in 6 finals. He won them all. There's no argument. Yet, because we're in a new generation now and 30 years have gone by, there's become an argument, and there just shouldn't be. And LeBron passing the ball last night has somehow added to his legacy now because he did what every other player would do. Now, are you going to stick up for LeBron? Because you're the hater of LeBron.
I'm going to say I feel like this is an equivalent of I walk to school both ways uphill with no shoes in the snow.
Yeah, well, you can think whatever you want to think.
I don't really care.
It's not the equivalent of life was better in my day. It's not the equivalent of I walked uphill in the snow. It's not the equivalent of anything. It's what I said it is. Michael Jordan is the best basketball player ever, period.
What about Steph Curry?
Well, we'll talk about that. Steph is a better shooter.
I don't know why I did not expect for this to happen.
It drives me crazy. I haven't blown up about it very often.
No.
But after last night, reading all of this greatness, did you see what LeBron did? What? He passed the ball to an open teammate. Whoa!
I mean, it's a pretty cool streak that he gave up.
He gave it up.
He did, by passing the ball. He said, you know what? I don't care about this streak anymore. Boom.
You think he had time to think about it right then and there?
I think he's been thinking about this for a while. What am I going to do? We have a big 5 question about it, but we need to get the break.
All right. Later on, more stuff that used to be better than the way the world is now. We're underway for finally a Friday. I can imagine everyone in the younger generation wants a piece of me right now. But take your best shot. Gwynn and Chris underway on 97.3 The Fan. On the chat, or the younger generation still in school? On Jordan versus LeBron.
I'm looking,
Nothing too bad.
We get a Wilt and Kareem were pretty good. So
yes,
Dr.
there was
J.
other great players. Oh yes, I'm not knocking any of the other great players. There's so many that are great.
Here's one from Trevor.
Trevor says
Connie Hawkins in his prime was the best basketball player ever. LO.
Okay.
He could pick a dime off the top of the backboard.
Yeah, he might have been able to. There was legend that said he could. The Hawk had one major problem. Couldn't stay away from that white powdery stuff.
Oh, well, that is
a bit of an issue for Connie.
I didn't know that about him.
The Hawk had a little issue there.
Gonzo says, spicy LO on a Friday, LFG.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says.
I really don't think it's, this isn't an incredible off the ledge take. I'm pretty sure anybody born maybe before 2000, I think anybody born in the last century going to give you the Jordans the greatest ever.
I think we're conditioned to think
LeBron
that.
has closed the gap and certainly put his name on the list. And I see why some people who've only seen LeBron would think that, but it's just not true.
I honestly think that if Michael Jordan was playing in a social media age, people wouldn't like him as much because he's abrasive. He's abrasive.
He wasn't, but LeBron is too, right?
He understands when he can be.
Oh, no way. Then you're wrong. Michael Jordan knew how to play.
Well, I knew about that.
Michael Jordan could play the media like a fiddle. No, He was nice enough.
Like a fiddle.
Michael Jordan famously said, right? On the shoe thing.
Republicans and Democrats
both buy shoes. Yeah. Jordan understood all that. I don't recall him being a great abrasive. He had just so much attention. He couldn't appease everyone.
Here's a question from Kalos. Would Jordan at his prime be able to keep up with the league today?
Laughable.
Oh, I don't think it's laughable. It's totally different.
Laughable. Keep up with what?
Keep up with.
Do they run faster now?
Yeah, probably.
I'd like to see players in the league now, even at this skill level, score against Jordan.
I will give you this,
or a lot of the other players that those teams had, and also understand that Jordan scored 35, 38 a game in a league where you were allowed to hold the guy who had the ball. You could grab him. You could redirect him. You could crush him when he came down the lane without getting a flagrant foul. That made it a lot harder to score. Right now, no one can touch any of these offensive players, and their skill level is so high that they're flat out unstoppable many nights. I agree with that, but that's because they're not allowed to play defense.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Yes.
I agree that NBA players of today would be worse going back in time. in the NFL,
athletically, you have to say that they're having advancements. There's no question.
They're not ready for the level of aggressiveness. They're not ready for all that stuff.
Right.
In the NFL, do you think players of today could go back to like the 90s? And do you think that the players are not made for it anymore?
NFL, well, see, NBA and NFL are a little similar, but I think NFL is more dissimilar. NFL, the sheer size and strength
They're
of a
bigger
player
now, for sure.
is just absurd.
Yeah.
NFL. I mean, for example, the 72 Dolphin, only went undefeated team. Like the average size of their offensive lineman was 230 pounds or something. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Right.
That's a linebacker.
And two of those guys are in the Hall of Fame because they were dominant, but they wouldn't be able to even block Quinnen Williams, right?
Yeah, because he's
okay.
Big, fast, strong.
So, right, it's a whole different thing. NBA, there's been advancements made. They are bigger, stronger, but Jordan and Pippen and Barkley and those guys could stay in there. There's no question in my mind. Anyway, it's fun to talk about because you know what? We'll never be able to prove it one way or the other. That's the really fun thing about most sports arguments.
Until the time machine's invented.
We're never going to know. So, all right. I wanted to throw out a quick shout out. We got a lot of different things we can do today. There's not a whole lot of breaking major news. Padres aren't, thinking about signing anyone today. I think Jeff Passan or somebody wrote something about Michael King and
he's willing to take a shorter deal.
Maybe he'd take a shorter deal, which might put the Padres in play again, in the sense that they don't have to spend quite as much money. So we'll keep a hopeful eye out on that. But I want to go a little different spot here. I want to congratulate, a couple of different people. Last night, I went to La Jolla Country Day High School to referee.
Okay.
There were two games. Court A or Court 1, Court 2. They just choose ahead of time. I was on Court 2. I had two great games, a lot of fun. Over on Court 1, though, was a game between San Diego's, one of the best girls teams in San Diego, Francis Parker, and Archbishop Mitty of San Jose, the number 1 ranked girls team in the nation.
Archbishop
Mitty.
Okay.
They're playing right here.
That's crazy.
At La Jolla Country Day. Courtney Clemens, who used to play for the Aztec women's team and was an all-everything player for them 10, 12 years ago, was player of the conference in the Mountain West. Courtney was a great player, went on to play a little in the WNBA. She's the coach of Francis Parker. So last night, her squad was up against the number 1 team in the nation. And they were like down 3 or 4 at halftime.
Okay.
And, end up losing by 15, something like that.
That's not too bad.
That's what I'm saying. Great. Congrats. I mean, to her kids, you're playing. Anyway, I talked to the coach of Archbishop Mitty before the game because I coached or refed her last year when she was here. I don't think they were ranked number 1 in the nation last year, but they are now. Anyway, if you're a high school sports fan, basketball fan, girls whatever it might be, you've got a chance if you want to go out tonight and call La Jolla Country Day for the schedule. I don't have it, but you could go see the number 1 team in the nation. That's not an opportunity we all get very often.
No, not at all.
So I'm recommending, if you're of that type, you have a young lady who plays basketball, right? High school, or even a kid that's aspires to play basketball, young lady, man, take her out. You can see the number 1 team in the nation play tonight. I'm sure the tournament's still going, right?
Yeah, not to mention that being on the team that plays the number 1 team in the nation is memorable. And I remember when I was in high school, Kevin O'Connell was our quarterback, the NFL Coach of the Year from last year.
I've heard of him, yeah.
He was the quarterback of our team. And we went on to play De La Salle. And this was De La Salle.
Back when they were De La Salle.
Number 1. They hadn't lost in like 12 years.
Right.
And we, in the first quarter, hung on, Chris. It was like 7-0. We were feeling good about ourselves.
A little shot there for a while.
And then it went south. And
sure, but
Maurice
you were
Jones
on the field with them.
Yeah, Maurice Jones-Drew ran all over us, and I remember it as a fun memory.
You said you had an arm on him one time, and that was about all you got.
My arm. And,
you got an arm on him.
But that's fun memories.
Pretty awesome to play the number 1 team in not just the number 1 team in the county.
Yeah.
The number one team in the nation.
Like a legendary team that produces lots of NFL players.
So great job by Francis Parker's girls team last night. I saw my friend Paris Johnson out there, who's coaching Bishop. She's another former Aztec. Terry Banford, who I've mentioned before, La Jolla Country Day. She puts this tournament together every year, gets these teams to come in from, mostly the West Coast, but Arizona, California, Northern California, all the top girls players. But a rare chance for anybody who's of that ilk out there to, call La Jolla Country Day, get the schedule, what time they play tonight. I'm not sure.
I might as well do it right now if we're talking.
Maybe you can find out. But yeah, Archbishop Mitty, number one girls team. And the coach is like the most unassuming gal I've ever met in my life. I went over and I said, "Hey, coach, I think you played here last year." And she goes, "Yeah." And I go, "I think I did your game. And how's the team?" And she goes, "Well, we're pretty good." I'm like, "Really?" Pretty good, huh?
Pretty good, huh?
Yeah. But she was just the nicest lady. She wasn't some demanding Bobby Knight type, who you might think is the coach of the number one team in the nation. Anyway. So
yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and there is a game tonight. They haven't announced, it's at 6:15.
But we know that's the game they're playing.
I can't find this is La Jolla Country
Day?
I'm sorry. Yes, this is La Jolla Country Day. I can't actually find the tournament, but I'm going to keep looking.
Well, we can call. We could actually do a
who
little
does that?
legwork.
Who does that?
Not us.
Who calls these days?
Not us.
I
I know.
that might go on the list of things I love about today.
Right, that we don't have to call. We can, if we can't find it, it just isn't. We're not going to find it.
Yes.
All right. Anyway, great job. The gals that I did Lincoln High's game last night, and I think it was Westview. A lot of fun. Kids played great, spirited. Coaches did a great job. Fun to be a part of a great tournament like that. And to have the number one team in the nation, pretty cool.
Yes.
All right, we'll step aside. Number one pregame show in the nation.
Oh, yeah.
There's no argument. You might think that the number one pregame show in the nation is, Shaq and Charles and those guys. You might think it's Bill Cowher and Esiason and those guys.
Well, he's not there anymore.
Or you might even think it's Mike Golick and his son.
I don't think that.
But we know the number one pregame show in the nation, Sammy Levitt, Padre pregame show. He's on his way. We love him so much. We're shipping him cross country. We'll talk about it when we come back. Some baseball on Gwynn and Chris. Chris, hello. Yeah, we're here in Cooperstown for 97.3 The Fan. So excited, the induction weekend for the great Trevor Hoffman. What a class he's going in with, too. Let's take a look. Of course, Alan Trammell from Kearney High School in San Diego. And then, of course, the Detroit Tigers' great shortstop, Jack Morris, in a Tiger uniform there, but I always remember him pitching that 1-0 shutout in Game 7 of the 1991 World Series for the Minnesota Twins. Maybe the greatest postseason pitching performance of all time. Chipper Jones, Padre fans remember him. Every fan of a National League team remembers him because he would come in and do damage to that team. Only the second number one overall pick in the Major League Draft, Chipper Jones, to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. The other is Ken Griffey Jr. Vladimir Guerrero, never met a pitch he couldn't swing at, and powerhouse hitter for the Expos, and then, of course, the Angels at the end of his career. Jim Thome, over 600 home runs, mostly with the Cleveland Indians. And then, the guy down here on the end who used to get all these guys out all the time, Trevor Hoffman, the greatest Padre reliever of them all. Two of the greatest outfielders in the history of baseball. Of course, you've got Babe Ruth right here. Ted Williams right over there. I was wondering who the third outfielder would be. And then, of course, it hit me. Tony would be upset if I didn't say that the third outfielder, who will someday probably be displayed right here between these two guys, is obviously Mike Trout. And this is the San Diego Padres locker room here in Cooperstown. Obviously, a couple of jerseys there and hats, gloves, all-star stuff. I think the most interesting thing in this entire display, though, especially this weekend, is a picture in the top corner of Angus Young. He's the guitarist for AC/DC, wearing a Trevor Hoffman uniform, obviously playing Hell's Bells. I know that Trevor went to many AC/DC concerts and was honored by sitting in the front row to watch AC/DC play Hell's Bells in his honor. But there's a picture of Angus Young playing Hell's Bells for Trevor Hoffman, wearing the 51 jersey right there. Crisello, yeah, we're here in Cooperstown for 97.3 The Fan. So excited, the induction weekend for the great Trevor Hoffman. What a class he's going in with, too. Let's take a look. Of course, Alan Trammell from Kearney High School in San Diego. And then, of course, the Detroit Tigers' great shortstop, Jack Morris, in a Tiger uniform there, but I always remember him pitching that 1-0 shutout in Game 7 of the 1991 World Series for the Minnesota Twins. Maybe the greatest postseason pitching performance.
Vibe. A little more relaxing on a Friday. Nothing too strenuous to discuss, Crisello. Tony Gwynn Jr.'s idol and Mr. Skraby.
Your voice sounds 100 times
almost
better.
Getting there. Yeah. Well, it all started with the throat coat.
that you've...
Don
someone tweeted
Orsillo's
us last
throat
night.
coat.
What was the name of it? Because they wanted to buy some because their throat hurt.
Throat coat.
It's called throat coat?
Yeah. It's tea.
Jeez, I had
Hot
no
tea.
idea.
Yeah, it's called throat coat.
Okay. I
Look it
didn't
up.
know that
You
was
can
the
find it
actual name.
You can find it on Amazon. My wife bought some for us last night so that we'll have it next time.
I'm so happy you contributed to the carbon emissions of this country, Chris, by ordering off of Amazon.
Oh, is that bad?
Yeah, there's so many Amazon drivers around. I can't, like, sometimes I see like 3 trucks on the same street.
And all 3 of them are coming to my house with different
packages. It's insane.
No, it is. My wife, I don't know when she orders all this stuff, but there's never an hour or 2 that goes by without something lying there at the front of the door. And I know this because I take the dog out,
you see it
for a quick, shot there every couple hours. And then we have to step around to package. A couple of quick notes of interest. Lamar Jackson will play. Ravens, Steelers. He's calling it a playoff game.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go.
That's Sunday. Lamar will be in there. Says he feels pretty good, but he sure doesn't look pretty good.
Okay,
We'll
I'm
see
going
what
to
he
ask
comes
you.
up with.
I'm going to ask you, since you have a vested interest in
I
my
do.
matchup.
I need you to win. Yes.
Would you start? My backup quarterback's Jordan Love. Would you start him over Lamar Jackson?
No.
I know, but Lamar has not been great lately. He hasn't gone above 8 points in like 3 weeks.
I don't. 3 weeks is a while. Like, you can't go back on 1 week, right? Like,
No.
JSN had 2 points
you
last week. I can't do that.
2 weeks I'm fine with. You're getting to a month now.
I would feel better if it wasn't Jordan Love and the Bears. I think that's just a big, tough game in cold weather.
That's a good point.
Where I just don't see that being a shootout. Although the Bears have been giving up, enough points. I don't know. I hate to do this to you. I'm going to have to say I don't know. That's not a guaranteed either way.
I think I'm going to start the guy who is better on paper, and that's Lamar Jackson.
Well, he also has he always has the bigger upside.
Yes. Because he can run for 100 yards and throw 3 touchdowns.
All he has to do is dive over the pile one time, and that's more points than Jordan Love's going to get.
He has not
but he's
run
done nothing.
much at all this
I know.
year.
Jackson's killing people.
Tyler
There's no
says
question.
Lamar is cooked.
Yeah, he might be right, Tyler. But here's the good thing for you. You already got like 103 points last night from Jamar Gibbs.
Jameer Gibbs has been my savior.
This guy is incredible.
No one thought I was going to take him with the number 3 pick either.
Smart move by you, as it turned out. I took number 2 pick, Bijan Robinson.
It was just smart too.
Not as smart as taking your guy number 3.
How many points behind is Bijan Robinson?
Not many.
They're probably right.
Not
around
many.
The same.
Here's the big news for a lot of fantasy people. Jaden Daniels will be back in the starting lineup. Commanders against Vikings. Daniels went out, a month and a half ago now? And when he went out, because remember Dan Quinn played him at the end of a game?
Yes.
When they're losing by 40 points.
Big controversy.
Broke his arm practically. It looked like he was done for the year. Daniel's not done for the year. He'll be playing Sunday against the Vikings. He's on my team. I'm going to put him right back in and take a shot with that. Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray, if you're waiting for his return, don't. He's not coming back. Rome Odunze, wide receiver, Bears, nope, against the Packers. Bengals wide receiver T. Higgins, yes, against the Bills.
Oh, Joe
Those
Burrow's
are fantasy
back.
people you need to know about.
Wow. That's some good stuff, Chris.
All right, let's get to baseball and our guy, Sammy Levitt. It's getting late for Sam. It's 5:39 where he is.
Yes.
Back in New York.
Yes.
We just saw him yesterday.
We did.
So he must have taken a red eye.
No, I think he took an early morning flight. He's on the phone if we would like to ask him.
Yeah, well, let's do that. Hi, Sam Levitt. Welcome to the show, and thank you for providing us with a little of your time.
Hi, guys. Happy Friday. Yes, I am in New York. I took a very early flight this morning. I was in the air by 7:15 a.m.
Ooh, that is an early morning.
And, early, but that's okay. Yeah, it's actually kind of interesting this time of year because I got up. It was still dark out and got on the plane first thing in the morning. And then I landed in New York. And by the time I got picked up at the airport, it started getting dark. So it's like you basically didn't have a day.
No day
weird.
for you,
Just
Sam.
skip the day.
Well, when you come
weird.
back, we'll give you 2 days. Try to make up
but
for it.
so you have an idea because you might be wondering what am I doing in New York if I'm supposed to be in Orlando come Sunday night into Monday when the winter meetings start. Well, I have a wedding in Philadelphia tomorrow. So I'm actually here in New York. I'm driving down with a friend of mine from growing up down to Philadelphia tomorrow. We'll go to the wedding tomorrow, fly to Orlando on Sunday, and be there bright and early Monday morning for the
Are you
baseball winter meeting.
handling the ceremony at the wedding?
I am not.
You're not.
I am not.
Oh, here
I'm
we
not.
go.
Although,
Have you ever been asked?
I'm not. Although there was some breaking news over Thanksgiving weekend. I was asked to officiate my
See?
first ever wedding ceremony later
Wow.
this summer. So
I think
Whoa.
I know you'd be great at it.
Yeah.
B, I don't think that's something you can turn down. right? If somebody
Yeah.
asks you, they want you to be there for their
Yeah,
wedding,
it's an honor.
right?
An
You
honor.
can't say no to that.
Yeah.
I don't
An
know.
honor.
You would say no?
I would say I'll think about it.
I don't think anybody's going to ask you. You're good.
Oh, that's not very nice. Everybody would ask me.
You would be a friendly host,
I
think.
would be. I would be.
So why wouldn't you do it?
I would do it. I just don't like being the.
You have to
never
put a
mind.
little work into it. But
Never mind. But Sam, tell your friends to stop scheduling things around baseball events because it seems like you had about 2 months there where you could have gone to this wedding without having to fly to Orlando immediately.
Well, you know what? It actually made pretty good timing because I was going east anyway, even though, it's far more south to go to Orlando. But worked out, and I'm excited to go to the wedding, have a good time, and then get back to baseball beginning on
And by the
Sunday
way,
night.
Skraby, when you get married someday, pray tell.
Yes.
I don't believe you and your bride are going to call to see what Sammy's plans are before you schedule a date.
Oh, I would definitely.
Oh,
I'd be
you
like,
would.
Sam, are
You'd
you
work
good?
it
You
around
good?
Sam's schedule.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
that's
Sam
nice of
gets
you.
his own schedule.
All right, Sam, we'll
Mhm.
get you going here on this interview, which is supposed to be about baseball. And you're going to the winter meetings, so we'll have coverage from Sammy all next week. You guys won't miss anything. Let me, just a kind of a general thing to start, Sam. I'll put you in charge, the Padres going into the winter meetings. What kinds of things are most important to you? Do you think should be
Yeah.
most important to them?
Yeah, Chris, it's a good question. I mean, I think it's pretty broad, right? I mean, I say broad, but I do think the number one focus for this team right now is starting pitching and figuring out how they are going to assemble a rotation with no more Michael King, no more Dylan Cease, no Yu Darvish. You have Joe Musgrove coming off Tommy John. Hopefully he'll be, back to the Joe Musgrove of old. You certainly hope that. He certainly has the capability to do that. You hope Nick Pivetta puts together a very similar 2026 that he had in 2025. But after that, it's a lot of question marks, right? I mean, you could maybe pencil in Randy Vasquez, but really after that, then you really start getting into the big question marks of what this looks like. So to me, starting pitching is the top priority. It is the biggest question on this roster. I think absolutely no doubt. And how they're going to assemble that, what money they have to spend, and how AJ Preller can get creative, which has certainly been a theme the last handful of off seasons of how's he going to do this and how is he going to be creative enough to put a good team on the field and a competitive team on the field. I think those are all good questions, but to me, the list begins and ends with starting pitching right now when you look at this roster, no doubt.
Talking to our guy, Sammy Lev, who is heading to Orlando on Sunday. And the big rumor that's actually kind of starting to bother me a little bit is this whole notion that Fernando Tatis Jr. is going to get traded. And I know never say never, but we got WFAN talking about deals that they could be done with the Yankees and the Mets. Like, can you imagine them actually trading him before this year?
No, I cannot. No, I cannot. I am fully preparing myself to go to the winter meetings and interact with a lot of the national writers and national analysts and hear things like that. Because I think it's very, very easy when you look at the Padres situation and you're not around it every day. Maybe you don't understand what Fernando means to the team, the organization, the fan base. You look at all these big contracts, and I think it's easy to look at it from a national perspective if you're really not dialed in on them and say, well, the only thing they really can do to lighten the load of some of these contracts is trade Tatis because he's the one that's really tradable, right? It's a great player on what's a pretty friendly contract at this point. He's entering his late 20s. He's very much still in his prime. And I feel like that's just the default. You know what? If they had to do something, that's what they should do. And I just don't buy that. I don't buy that it's something they want to do. I don't buy that it's something, they're considering. But I'm fully prepared at these meetings for that to continue to hover and be a storyline that I don't really think is worthwhile following, but is something that people can talk about because they look at the Padres situation in the finances and and the contracts really. So I don't believe that's going to happen, but I will not be shocked if you hear more of that national type chatter, especially next week, because it feels like that's where it comes from.
I love it when everybody just makes up a trade and then
And
just
then it
starts
grows legs.
and then they make it up. Ken Rosenthal starts it because this guy is just has something against the Padres, I guess. He thinks he knows more than anybody, even when the team flat out says they're not trading him. Ken Rosenthal knows more than them. So that he brings it up, and then everybody, like you said, Sam, in New York, they just start putting all these trades together. And it's just it's a joke is really what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I also think as I sit here in New York and growing up on the East Coast and having a bit of an understanding of it, I do think there's just a little bit of, and I saw the same headlines about the Yankees and things like that. I mean, if I'm a Yankee fan or if I'm a Yankee reporter or analyst, of course I'm going to dream up trades like that. And I think, Yankee fans, more national writers, they probably look at the Padres. Everybody talks about with the Padres, the bill coming due, right? As far as the long-term deals, the money they still have to spend on them, those guys getting older, and then, just sort of assume like, well, they're going to have to do something. And that means trade Fernando. And obviously I don't see it that way. You don't see it that way. I don't think any of San Diego sees it that way. But if there ever was a little bit of like East Coast bias going on when it comes to that, I think it's a pretty good example of them having a pipe dream.
Did Sammy say if there's East Coast bias? Sam, come on. Where you been, Sam? Oh, he's on the East Coast. I
see. This is where we differ because both of us are West Coasters for life.
We know there's East Coast bias, Sam. We know.
Yeah.
What are you making of the rumor or just the discussion, or maybe there is, maybe there isn't, Mason Miller becoming one of the starters next year? And I might even throw Adrian Morejon's name in that as a possibility. What do you think? Do you think they're going to, really take it under advisement, or is this, not realistic?
Yeah, guys, I think they've certainly considered it. I think it is a main question that has to be asked and potentially answered by AJ Preller at these winter meetings. And I would assume that if they do plan to convert one of those guys into a starting role, or both those guys into a starting role, who knows, I would highly assume we would get that answer this week, that they would be able to confirm that or say that those guys are sticking in the bullpen. I would understand it because they need starting pitching. I would understand it from the Mason Miller standpoint of, you traded for him, you gave up a lot to get him and trying to derive more value out of him. So look, I would understand it. However, and I've said this before and I've said it for months now, if it were me, I wouldn't do it. I mean, those guys are so good in those roles. The bullpen is such a strength, with injuries, and both these guys have injury history. To me, it feels like playing with fire. To me, it feels like, potentially weakening what is such a strength of this team right now. And I don't want to quote him, but I think AJ Preller has said something to this effect of, you don't want to take a big time strength and basically then have two, kind of average or mediocre units. I don't want to quote him on that, but I think I read that, or he said that somewhere at some point in some interview, something to that effect. And I'm sorry, AJ, if you never said that, but I think you just understand. Say I'm saying it. I don't think
Rosenthal said he said it, so that's good enough.
Yeah, I don't think you want to take what is such an important unit and strong unit, and then essentially strip that, and then you don't know what you're getting in Morejon and Miller as starters. Let's be honest, you have no idea. So look, if we get to the winter meetings next week and the Padres say, hey, we're going to stretch out Mason Miller and he's going to be a starter for us next year, we think it's worthwhile. We think it's the right move for such and such reasons. I don't think it's crazy. I'll probably sit here and say, okay, it makes sense to me. I understand it. I understand the argument. But man, I just feel like it's playing with fire. I mean, these guys are so good in those roles. in Morahone's case, he finally, and I've been watching Adrian for a long time, going back to
he really
2019.
he nailed it
Okay,
last year
with the
right?
Amarillo
Yeah.
sod poodles. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
that's right. You go back to sod poodle days.
Yeah, he finally has found a home in that bullpen and has found himself and is, turned into one of, if not the best left-handed reliever in the game. I mean, to play with that, it just feels risky to me on so many levels. I'd understand it, but the word I keep coming back to is risky. And man, that bullpen, if they're anything close to what they were last year, that's just a huge advantage.
Sam Levitt, you are our secret weapon, our advantage here at 97.3 The Fan. Padre post-game show and do everything reporter for us. He'll be in Orlando. Baseball winter meetings. Is it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Sam, or do they stretch a week out of it? What?
Yeah, it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I'll get there Sunday night. There's plenty of people arriving Sunday night. We'll do some mulling around. And then Monday, Tuesday, it really gets going. And Wednesday, it starts kind of clearing out. And by Wednesday afternoon, evening, everybody's kind of.
And what I really want to know, you've gone on a few of these things.
Yeah.
What's Adam Klug like when it comes to trying to extract per diem money out of him at the end of the trip?
Well, we probably talked about this before when it comes to spring training. But I mean, I'll be honest. I am in Adam Klug's good graces when it comes to expenses and reimbursement. I mean, look, I get him a sweet deal on the spring training Airbnb. He knows he can trust me. I won't lie to you. I'm definitely the favorite child, I believe, when it comes to the expenses. Certainly far more than Stephen Woods. I can guarantee that.
Oh, yes. I remember there was a story, and this isn't even about the money, but Adam booked them into a room with blood on their window. So they were very upset about that. But Sam is a tough wheeler and dealer when it comes to Airbnbs and spring training.
I am. And I stay within my limits. So yeah, they don't have anything to worry about. To be honest with you, the winter meetings, it's interesting because I stay at the hotel they're in, as do a lot of people. Right, so to be honest, guys, there's not a whole lot to spend that much money on other than a lunch and dinner here and there. Like, you're not really doing anything. You're in the hotel. There are no taxis or Ubers to pay for. So, you have a lunch, you have a breakfast, you have a croissant, whatever, but not a ton of expenses, honestly.
Croissant. That's our guy, Sam Levitt.
Yes.
Well, enjoy the wedding tomorrow. What I would do, being as I don't have enough per diem to cover me at the meetings, I would pile away a bunch of wedding food in my bag before I go to Orlando.
Weird. That's weird. That is very
That's not weird.
Yes, it is.
Gotta eat, Skrabe.
He's fine.
And the wedding's going to have free food.
He's fine.
Thanks, Sammy. We'll see you soon. Have a good trip. Talk to you next week.
All right, guys. Thanks.
There he is, Sammy Levitt. He'll hear from him next week in Orlando. You'll hear from us on the Daily Gambit. And USD's women's volleyball team in the NCAA tournament, their match is underway. We'll let you know what's happening. Hour number 2 of Gwynn and Chris. Crisello, Skraby today, Tony Gwynn Jr.'s idol. We'll all be back on Monday for a full 4 hours. Coming up on the Daily Gambit here. Before that, congrats again to Jennifer Petrie and the USD women's volleyball team. Excuse me. This is becoming kind of a yearly thing, right? I mean, was it 2 seasons ago they made the Final Four? Remember we had
I do remember
players
that.
on.
It may have been 2 seasons ago.
Yeah. This year they're back in the NCAA tournament. They're the 8th seed in the Nebraska regional, which is the good news. The bad news is if they win, they're going to have to play number 1 Nebraska in their gym in the next match because Nebraska's like supposedly totally unbeatable. But anyway, USD would like to have the opportunity, and their match against Kansas State in the first round is underway. And right now, USD has won the first set.
Very nice.
25-21. So 1 set to none. Best of 5. So
Very nice.
Toreros, good luck on that one. All right, anything left over?
Yes, I do
hour?
need to say that we are at some point, we are going to have one more pair of Zach Bryan tickets to give away, but you have to stay tuned because Chris is going to have a trivia question.
And it could happen any minute.
Any minute.
Don't go anywhere.
Yep.
If you're a Zach Bryan fan, don't stray.
Yes.
Because we could be putting you in line to win those soon. But right now, we're going to give you a daily gambit.
Do you like money?
I think about money a lot.
Do you like money without doing anything?
Winning.
Do you want to make money while watching sports?
I think Washington is immortal luck.
Washington! Woohoo! If you answered yes, this is your segment. Just don't blame us when you lose.
Nothing is ever your fault.
It's your game. Take it.
Gwynn and Chris go through the top bets of the day in The Daily Gambit on 97.3 The Fan.
Daily Gambit is our daily sports betting segment here on Gwynn and Chris. Please, everybody, gamble responsibly. We have some bets from last night that we made, and it all started with the Lions and the Cowboys. And the Lions were 3.5-point favorites last night. Chris went Cowboys. I went Lions. Lions win 44-30. You know, without those 2 Dak Prescott interceptions, that's 2 possessions right there. That could have cost the game.
And everybody's blaming George Pickens for all of it.
I mean,
we'll explain in a minute, but George Pickens taking a beating
yes,
on in the social media world today.
Which is really funny to me because he's been one of the best wide receivers in the league this year, and he has one bad game and everybody's crushing him.
I don't know, but they don't care that he had a bad game. So let's forget. Okay. We don't have to hold on to it. We'll talk about it now. He can have a bad game. People are complaining about his lack of effort.
I see that, yeah.
Saying that he wasn't going after ball. He just wasn't going after balls. He wasn't putting in the effort. Guys were cutting in front of him and intercepting passes that he should have been catching. That is not forgivable.
I get that.
If you don't put effort in, people are going to call you out. The main guy who called him out was Richard Sherman on the post game. Richard Sherman said, look at this stuff. This is not acceptable. And they showed a tape of 3 or 4 plays, and Richard Sherman said, this is brutal. So, anyway, I haven't heard back from George Pickens yet. But
George Pickens is a guy. If you're a team, you're going to have to realize that he walks to the beat of his own drum, or whatever the saying is, you know? You might get a guy that might not try as hard one game than he does the other game. I don't know. It's weird. People are very angry.
That's
You're right.
not acceptable.
It's not. But we also don't know. We also don't know if there was a play, or we also don't know those things. Like, did Dak? Was there something that they called?
We know that he ran a streak down the left sideline late in the game, down 2 touchdowns, because we can see it.
Yes,
and the ball is laid out there for him. And he has both defensive guys beat, and the pass has them beat.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't go catch the ball. I mean, it's obvious. I don't know what he was thinking.
I can't defend that one.
All right. So,
I was just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, I know.
But
I'm just telling you what's happening. If you're a Cowboy fan, maybe you're mad at George Pickens too.
maybe you're mad that they're mad at him. I don't know.
Next one, over under 55.5 total points in the game. Chris went over. I went under. It went well over 74. Not even close.
And we thought the 55 was a huge
ginormous.
number,
Yes.
Yeah.
Dak, who had more passing yards, Dak or Jared Goff? Dak was minus 25 on the spread. You went Dak. I went Goff. Dak, even with those passes falling incomplete, he threw for 351 yards after the 25 was subtracted, and Goff 309. So you win that bet.
Both went over 300. There wasn't much handing off last night.
No. More receiving yards. CeeDee Lamb or George Pickens? We both went George Pickens.
Yeah, we didn't know he was going to take the night off.
CeeDee Lamb left in the concussion protocol, but he still had 121 yards when he left.
Yeah, Pickens only got 37.
37. That's correct. All right. LSU women basketball minus 16.5 at Duke last night. We went Duke, and LSU won by only 16.
Once again, the guys who make the spread, ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. So we win that one.
Yep.
Raptors minus 2.5 against the Lakers. You went Raptors. I went Lakers. Lakers, as we all know, the best pass that's ever been passed in NBA history.
Yes, assist of
won
the
the
lifetime.
game. LeBron James is the best player of all time.
Apparently
123-120. The Lakers win.
Once again, they spread a half a point difference.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
LeBron over under 21.5 points. We both went over. Now this ended his streak.
Yeah.
8 points in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Last one, Avalanche minus 1.5 at the Islanders. And I went with the Avalanche. You went Islanders, and the Avs' luck came to an end. Islanders win 6-3.
Broke their 17-game point streak. Colorado had not lost in regulation time for quite a while, but they lost last night. All right, let's get this in, Skraby. Big weekend, lots going on. We'll start with college football conference championship game tonight. James Madison, their coach is leaving for UCLA.
Yes.
But they still have a chance to go to the playoff, especially if they can beat Troy. There's that Troy again.
Seriously.
They're everywhere.
Seriously.
I know. James Madison is at home for the title game. They're favored by 24.5.
Wow.
Do you dare bet against Troy?
I mean, this is a conference title game.
I know, but it's James Madison's been really dominant.
I know, but I got to go Troy. I can't
right.
think that a conference title game is going to be a big blowout like that.
Yeah. I'm inclined to think the same as you. And plus, Troy has just kind of been our go-to weird team this year. I'll take Troy. Plus 24.5. Boise State, UNLV, they play tonight for the Mountain West. Wish the Aztecs were playing.
I abstained.
You refuse to bet?
Yes.
Fair enough. I refuse to bet as well.
Okay,
Crossed
let's
it
move
out.
on.
Ohio State.
That's
tomorrow.
our formal protest.
That's our formal protest. We will not wager. Ohio State -4, Indiana tomorrow. Big Ten. I'm going to go Indiana only because I'm going to root for Indiana. I just don't root for Ryan Day. I don't understand why Indiana is all of a sudden one of the greatest college football teams ever.
No one does.
But it's happened the last 2 years.
Yep.
So I'm going to try Indiana here. This game is in a weird game because the loser is going to go to the playoff.
Yes.
So do you show everything just in case you play them again?
Yeah, you want that seeding.
Huh? All right. Interesting. Who you
Because you
going
get a
with?
home game, right?
No, because I think if you get the seeding, you would get a bye.
Okay,
And
well,
then-
you want the bye.
Right, you want the bye. You wouldn't get a home game, but you get a bye.
I got to think Indiana is not ready yet for the
For
big
prime
pressure,
time?
so I'm going to say Ohio State.
Plus, we have Julian saying can't
Yes.
bet against her own
Yes.
guy.
By the way, he looks good. Like, he looks like a legit quarterback that might play in the NFL.
I hope so. And it's so early in his career, but he's on such a good team that
too.
You
Yes.
never know. He's getting protected. He's got wide receivers that
You're
are
right.
NFL caliber already.
You're
So
right.
that might be helping him, but I don't want to take away.
He's
the
a-
guy has performed
Yeah.
really well under a lot of pressure.
That is a lot of pressure. Being
Yeah.
a starting quarterback for Ohio State coming
Yeah.
off a national championship.
Now, he's
He's
been
done
great.
a good job.
He's been great. Texas Tech 12.5 over BYU.
I know where you're going.
Well, here's the thing. BYU could throw the whole Miami Notre Dame argument out the window. Because
If
if
they
they
win.
win, that could push both Notre Dame and Miami out of it.
Okay.
because I think Texas Tech would get in as a at large.
So you're going to go with BYU?
It's your pick.
Oh, I'm
Texas Tech minus 12.5.
Again, conference title, BYU.
BYU. I took BYU the first time these two teams played, and Texas Tech crushed them. They will not tomorrow. BYU.
Oh.
BYU, plus they got the coaches coming back.
Yes.
All right, we got a little college hoops tonight. It's a rip-roaring affair.
Okay.
San Jose State minus 7.5 against USD up in San Jose. San Jose is never good. Unfortunately, man, it's starting to run. I'm not getting impatient, but I'm getting a little impatient. I expect Steve Lavin to be better by now. It's not happening yet. And I pick them and lose every time. I'm going to take San Jose State tonight.
What's
7.5?
Torrero's record?
3-4, maybe 3-5.
All right.
It's not great.
I will give USD
one more shot.
One more shot.
All right. Best game of the night in college hoops, Gonzaga at Kentucky. Zags by 5.5.
Gonzaga at minus 5.
That goes to show you where Gonzaga is on the world ranking, though. If the Aztecs were playing at Kentucky tonight, would we be favored by 5.5?
Heck no.
Even in a good year.
It would be like 18 points or something.
Yeah, but Gonzaga is actually favored. You going with them on the road?
Kentucky did they just lose at home?
I don't know. Gonzaga just lost to Michigan by 40.
Well, everybody did. I'm going to go Gonzaga.
I'll take Kentucky at home, protecting the Southeast Conference. A couple more quick. NBA Thunder minus 15.5 over the Mavs.
Me?
Thunder is 21-1 now.
I will go Mavs.
15.5. Thunder haven't been winning a lot, but I'll take them tonight. Excuse me. Austin Reeves scoring against Jaylen Brown. Straight up. Lakers, Celtics play each other. Who scores more? I say the white Mamba. No, it's not the white
hillbilly
Mamba.
Mamba.
Hillbilly Mamba, yeah. I was trying to protect all the hillbillies out there. Austin Reeves, I'll take him because both Doncic and James are out.
Yeah, they are. I'll go with the hillbilly Mamba.
You're going with him. And one more, because this is such a ridiculously bad line. It shows how bad these two teams are. NFL Sunday, Browns, Titans, over under 33.5 points.
Man.
Can
That's
they get
a
there,
rough
Skraby?
matchup.
But 33.5 points, that's like nothing.
Is it my choice?
It's your choice.
Cam Ward is slowly. He's crawling, but he's getting a little bit better week by week. Browns defense is way too good, though. I'm going to say under.
Wow.
The Browns, I don't know the Titans will score. They might score a couple field goals.
Under does seem to be the bet. This could be like a 6-0 game.
Because Shador is going to start.
Because Cleveland doesn't have much on offense either.
No, but their defense is amazing.
How are they going to go over?
You're going to go over.
Yeah, Cleveland defense sets them up for a couple scores.
All right.
That's my
okay.
thinking
That's a good thought.
All right, stick around. Zach Bryan tickets. Are you there? Zach Bryan fans, name his first and only number one on the U.S. charts song. If you're a Zach Bryan fan, this should be easy pickings for you. Name Zach Bryan's only number one on the chart U.S. song. Not on the rock charts, not on the country charts, overall.
So first one to get it right, you want to put a number on it?
Yeah, first one to get it right.
Okay.
833-288-0973.
Done.
If you're a Zach Bryan fan, this is easy.
Yes.
Dial in. Maybe you'll go to see him in concert. We'll come back after traffic.
23-21. K-State's rallied back and the leading set 2, 22-16. Toreros won the first set, NCAA tournament volleyball. Keep a little eye on that. I like watching stuff like that. Root for the local club. Chris Ella, Mr. Tony Gwynn Jr., idol. But he did send in his NFL pick'em picks.
He did.
So we will have that for you in a little while.
Do you think he's over it yet?
Like that I'm blowing him out?
Yeah.
Oh. No, I think if he's like me, he thinks he's got 5 weeks left. He can make a comeback.
Okay.
I mean, that's what you do.
No, that's true.
You
Tony
keep
is
on
a competitor.
playing. Yeah, keep on playing. So we'll have those picks for you shortly. But my pick of the Panthers last week has put him way behind. That was a good call by me, as it turned out.
What was the spread?
10 points.
Wow.
That was a big one.
I didn't
Panthers
realize it was
over
10 points.
Over the Rams last week.
Oh, that's a no-brainer.
On the
10
upset.
points. Jeez.
Well, worked out. Anyway, there was something. Oh, Zach Bryan winner, Luke.
Yes.
Hey, this isn't, I don't mean this in any way if your name's Luke out there, but isn't it automatic that you have to be a country music fan if your name is Luke? Doesn't it just seem to go together?
It does seem to go
I'm sure
together.
there's some Lukes out there that hate country music, so I apologize to you. But Luke just sounds like a country music fan.
I cannot think of anyone in my life named Luke that doesn't like country.
Seems like it just goes with it.
That is very true. And I know that people on the chat are like, hey, I got through. I do my thing where I shuffle the calls because people like call in and don't know the question. So I have to shuffle them. So
the name of the song that you were looking for, and as all Zach Bryan fans would know, is called I Remember Everything. It featured Casey Musgraves, went #1 on the U.S. charts in 2023. A couple of other songs may have confused you. One called Pink Skies, another called Something in the Orange. I guess Zach likes these color songs. Those were both #1 on the rock chart or country chart, but not the overall #1.
Here's the #1.
I Remember Everything?
Yeah. I mean, we do have a huge country station with a bunch of music I forgot about in the system.
We have a Hall of Fame country music
radio
personality
nominee.
in the mornings.
Go check out our Gwynn and Chris overtime yesterday.
John Flint was on our overtime. Oh, yeah, Zach.
Each time rests on the drying line.
I'm good with it. I'm good with it. I'm not knocking the song. I'm just saying that I'm good.
You know, Casey Musgraves came in here. Yeah, right before the pandemic. Right before COVID happened. That was also when I met Billie Eilish before COVID.
Wow.
Yeah. We had Billie Eilish and Casey Musgraves.
Rubbed elbows with some big-time celebrities there.
I've told this before, Chris, but I had no idea that it was Billie Eilish until after.
How would you know?
Well,
she didn't know who she was yet.
She became famous like 2 weeks later.
2 weeks later. See?
Seriously. And I go, what? That's the girl who was in the elevator.
So the final stop on her anonymity tour was here.
Odyssey San Diego.
Was at the Odyssey Palace here.
Yes.
Interesting,
I
might say. Coming up is our countdown. Skraby and I have been working on this throughout the day. I had my wife even help on this. 5 things that were kind of our favorite things that are no longer really out there. It's a bit of a loose named category, but it's basically stuff that used to be really fun or really part of our lives that just isn't out there anymore. I mean, if you're an example in a general sense would be something like the phone book or the phone booth, not the book. Oh. Well, the phone book too.
Phone book too.
Yeah, but the phone booth. Like, keep in mind, the whole comic Superman couldn't even exist today. Superman used to change in the phone booth.
Don't
you remember that?
Oh, yes. Now it all makes sense. I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, now I get it. But
now he'd have nowhere to change.
And
there
by the
are
way,
no phone booths.
If you're changing in a phone booth, can't everybody see you?
Not Superman. He's so quick. That,
Okay.
Remember, he's
Fair
whirling
enough.
around, and
No,
there was
fair enough.
Yeah.
Asked and answered.
Right, but Superman cannot change any longer. Nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go.
There are no phone booths.
That is true. Where would he change?
I don't
these
know.
days?
That's up to the what is it? Is he a DC action hero
Yes,
or a
he's,
Marvel?
He's DC.
He's DC. So it'd be up to those people to figure it out.
I saw a payphone in the airport last time I was there, and it was like the cleanest thing in the airport because
No one had used
touched it. I kind of wanted to use it.
I think you can see a payphone now, but the actual booth, that you'd be walking down the street and you drop a quarter in there, and then it would take your quarter every time.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, now I don't have another quarter, or actually I think it was a dime at the beginning. Or then you'd be talking to somebody, and then the operator would come on and she'd say, "Sorry, sir, you don't have any more time left." And you're like, "But I don't have any money." Well, that's the end of your conversation. Yeah, see you later.
I always like the sound when you hung up and the coin dropped into the machine.
And when you were mad at somebody, you went,
boom, ba, 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 ba.
But guess what? On the other end, all they heard was,
yeah, they heard
nothing.
Click. Oh, man.
Yeah, Superman would be in trouble. Maybe we should dial that up.
Gonzo says he'd change in the van he lives in. Does he live in a van?
Superman's living in a van down by the river. Was he living with Chris Farley on the Saturday Night Live sketch?
Doesn't he have like a lair where he's safe from kryptonite and stuff?
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. We're not very good at the comic book thing.
I mean, I'm still, I go back to the Christopher Reeve Superman. So that's.
I mean, that was a good Superman. I've seen that movie.
Fine, but it's different than the one they have out now. There's quite a few more effects in the.
I haven't seen the newest one.
The latest Superman
I haven't seen
efforts.
The newest one.
All right. Anyway, that's coming up on our countdown. Remember to listen around 5:35. A couple of hours from now, we'll have our biggest fan announcement. Chance to win a night in the Odyssey Suite at a future Padres game with all of us in the fan staff. It'll be catered by our friends at Sparrow's Mediterranean Cuisine as well. So register your name at 973thefanst.com/biggest fan in order to potentially have your name called. We will call today's winner at 5:35. Gwynn and Chris will resume shortly.
Hey, it's Ben and Woods and Paul.
34. Happy Friday. We'll be here till 6 o'clock, and then Skraby will take a night off on the Chronicles. Sorry to say, but it's for a very good reason. Celebrating 9 years of sobriety, and we respect and congratulate Mr. Skraby on that.
Thank you.
Mr. Tony Gwynn is so excited. He's taking the whole day off to celebrate for you. Skraby,
Yeah, I'm like,
isn't that
Tony,
nice of him?
where I thought you were going to be here, man.
No, he's like, hey, it's your 9 year. I'm going to go out and spend the day.
He's like, I'm going to a brewery. No, I'm just kidding.
He's gonna do that. Tony will be back on Monday. Pretty good weekend of sports. You know, college football. Be better if the Aztecs were in it, but they're not. Put some good conference championship games. I don't know. Georgia and Alabama is going to be, I think, maybe the most interesting game, because if Georgia beats Alabama, does Alabama, because now Alabama beat Georgia earlier, but if Georgia wins this one, Alabama's number 9 right now. Does that kick them out of the playoff? And in a sense, wouldn't that be just not fair to Alabama, because they're only getting knocked out because they qualified for the championship game?
I think the NCAA,
it's a disaster,
loves to have Alabama in it, so they'll find a way.
They'll find a way. Well, they didn't
they find a way last year?
No, they did not find a way last year, and Alabama fans were not happy about it.
Wow.
I got this post from Tyrell, and I screenshotted it because I didn't want to miss it.
Okay.
You're going to like it. This is Tyrell talking about the college football and the rankings.
Okay.
If you're Texas, head-to-head matters against Vanderbilt. But if you're Notre Dame, head-to-head doesn't matter against Miami. If you're Texas A&M, a loss to a team below you keeps you in the top 10. But if you're BYU, a loss to a team above you keeps you out of the top 10. Alabama, a loss to a 5-7 team doesn't matter. But if you're Utah, 2 losses to 2 top 10 teams knock you out. If you're Texas, a loss to a 4-8 team doesn't matter. You're still ahead of Utah. Burn the system and the committee to the ground.
Okay.
What the hell are we doing?
I mean, that is crazy.
There's so many things in that, and that doesn't even include the Miami Notre Dame head-to-head.
No.
But there's so many, yeah. So you can't put computers in because we already saw what they did with the Aztecs. They screwed that up.
It is.
I just don't know what they're, college football, mess.
It is a mess, and they have to get it under control before they lose it.
Well, I bet you. I'm going to go dollars to donuts that they switch it around, put Miami in, take Notre Dame out.
Oh.
And then come up with a cockamamie explanation as to how they did that.
Oh, well, the computer changed its mind.
Because they're going to have a cockamamie explanation. What else could they have?
We thought the results were weird, so we reran the simulations, and Notre Dame is out.
because they have to put Miami in over Notre Dame. There's just too many people that are
maybe.
Well, I'm predicting it'll happen, and then we'll get the cockamamie result. Here's traffic, and then today's countdown, which I think will be fun.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Very rough start for North 5 travelers up that coastline. We have got a traffic alert. Del Mar Heights Road, all lanes blocked for police activity. So leave extra time. Be prepared to be diverted off prior to that. That's North 5 Del Mar Heights Road. Southbound lanes at this time are open through that area. Now, prior to that traffic alert, northbound 5 before Genesee got a crash blocking the 2 right lanes. Northbound side of the 805 accident, Sorrento Valley Road, it's over to the right shoulder. Also reports of a stall on southbound 805 near Balboa. Fortunately, not blocking lanes. It's in the center divide. And got this collision on eastbound 94 just before Avocado. That's being cleared over to the right shoulder. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's now time for Gwynn and Chris to rank their top 5 of the day.
Gonna grip and rip as usual.
But this isn't just a regular top 5 list.
I love it. It sounds sadistic, but I love it.
This is the countdown. And it starts right now on 97.3 The Fan.
I keep trying to think of the best way to title this countdown, and I'm not really coming up with it.
I'm not really sure how to do it either.
Yeah, it's just 5 things that we used to like that are no longer cool. I don't know, or no longer exist.
Yeah, no longer are in use.
Okay. So, and we're coming from slightly different eras, you and I. So
very different eras.
Very different. So I think our countdown will be a little different because I have some things from my, childhood. My wife wanted me to go with Slinky. Remember those things?
I do.
But I think they still exist.
They do, but they're pointless. What the heck's wrong?
Of course they are. But that was a big
I know. I had one, Chris.
Had to have a Slinky.
And it never went down the stairs like I wanted it to.
It maybe went down to one stair.
And then it fell over and toppled. It was never the way
on the
it's supposed to
commercial,
be.
though, it went downstairs. It turned back the other direction.
Started going back up the stairs.
The Slinky did it all.
It did.
Yeah. Slinky did not make my list.
Okay,
so.
good.
All right, you go
Number
first.
5.
Real quick, I want to say something about the traffic, by the way. If you heard Kelly Danick, I went by this earlier at Del Mar Heights on 5 North. It is bad right now. So go another direction because it was looking like it was going to be an hour or two home. All right. My number 5 is something I know I shouldn't have played with as a kid, but I did all the time.
Firecrackers?
Nope. Car cigarette lighter. Remember the ones you push in and it heats up and it coils up?
The little orange coils?
Yes. And then I would pull it out and I would put things on it and see if it would burn things. And I know I was a bad kid.
Okay, this is going to be weird. When you pulled the lighter out, didn't it smell good, or was that not part of it?
No, but in my life,
maybe that was the cigarette touching the lighter.
I think it was
created a bit of a smell sensation because my parents smoked in the car with the windows up.
Can you imagine dropping that thing? That's so scary. You're lighting your cigarette and then oh no, and it's in your seats.
Cigarette lighter in the car. Good one.
Yes.
Doesn't exist anymore. Nobody has one of those.
No, but when I was smoking cigarettes in college, I definitely used one of those because I thought it was cool.
Without question. You had to have it.
There we go.
But, I mean, my parents should both be arrested.
For smoking in
the car with the windows up.
It was legal.
Didn't even roll a window. Didn't even crack a window.
That is...
I think that says a lot of why I'm the way I am. All right, number 5 for me was a item that I used a lot in my job in the early 90s. And when I used this item, I remember saying, I don't know how we ever lived without it prior to it existing. Well, now no one has one and no one needs one. It's a fax machine.
You miss the fax machine?
No, I don't miss it. I'm just saying it was a huge part of my life.
Yes, it was.
It was everything to me. I was a PR director for the Gulls. I had to send out information after the game to all the media outlets.
Okay. All right.
The only way to do this was to put the info in a fax and fax it to them. And I thought, thank God for this, or I wouldn't even be able to do my job right. Well, I mean, does anyone even what is a fax now?
K-Laws uses the fax machine at work sometimes.
Right.
The fax is a little bit different, but you can fax still.
Yes, I get it. I get what you're saying, but compared to where we were.
Now we email that stuff, or
Right.
or your stats just go online and someone can access your stats online.
You take a picture of it in your phone and then you send it.
You could do that too.
Yeah, you don't need a fax.
No, you don't need a
but
fax.
But it was a big part of what I did back then.
Oh, when the dial tone.
It was a little loud.
Yes.
Number 4.
All right, my number 4 is appointment TV. Like nowadays, I know that I can watch it whenever I want, and I can put it off for as long as I want. And so if I don't watch it when it comes out, then I probably won't watch it for a few weeks. I'll forget about it. But back in the day, it was like you had to be in front of the TV 8 p.m. for this show.
Well, that was the only chance to watch it.
Only chance to watch it. You wouldn't ever get to see it again until they came out with the show on VHS, which would be like a year.
10 years later.
Yeah, but appointment TV where you can only watch that show at one time with everybody else.
It was such a big deal that I can tell you nowadays, 50 years later, that the CBS Sunday night lineup was like All in the Family, Maude, the Jeffers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I remember certain things like that.
TGIF, man.
You knew.
Family Matters, Step by Step.
There you go.
All right.
For my Friday nights on ABC, it was Brady Bunch, Odd Couple, Love American Style. There's people that remember those shows.
Well, I know the first two, but I've never heard of
Love American Style. It was a goofy skit show with like little romantic storylines.
Okay.
Number 4, we're never going to make it, so this is going to extend, I think. Number 4 for me, tetherball.
Ha!
Now, I looked it up. Apparently, you can still buy a tetherball set.
Of course.
But most people from my research here said they're not on very many playgrounds anymore. Used to be a staple of every playground. And it was a fun game, I thought. But, you could get injured. The rope would wrap around your neck or your wrist. But if you don't remember how to play tetherball, it's hard to explain. But I thought it was a kind of a fun game.
Wrap the ball on the rope around
the pole. But you're hitting it one way and your opponent tries to hit it back the other way. Did you play it enough?
I can specifically remember a shot to the face from that tetherball that hurt.
Now, here's the one thing I do remember about tetherball. You had to punch at the ball, and to get it, send it around the pole, then the other person punched it back. There would always be some kid who would grab it and palm the ball.
Yes.
And then throw it in a downward arc.
So go way up.
So it'd go way up, way down, way up, way down, and then you couldn't. And then they'd claim victory.
What a jerk.
I was always a jerk.
Yeah, come on, people.
Play the game under the spirit of the rules. Tetherball.
Tyler says ropesies. I didn't call it ropesies, but I can see it happening. I'm guessing that's what we're talking about.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, number 3.
Number 3.
This isn't a product or anything, but it just doesn't happen anymore, and I'm sad for kids, but come home when the street lights are on. That doesn't happen anymore.
What do you mean?
When I was a kid, my mom would say, I'd be like, hey, I'm going to go play at my friend's house. And it was like, noon. She'd be like, all right, I'll see you when the streetlights come. Or be here before the streetlights go on.
That was your time limit.
That was my time limit. Nowadays, I don't think that's a thing at all. And then if those streetlights came on and I was not in the house, I was in big trouble.
Big trouble.
So
did you have to anticipate them coming on? Or did you have a few minutes?
No.
Once they came,
you had to basically. When my mom said "be home by the streetlights," it means be inside before the streetlights come
on. I will tell you, there were many Saturday mornings, approximately 9 or 10 a.m., when my stepbrothers and I, at the time, I don't think we were older than 8, would put on our roller skates, be shoved out the front door, and we'll see you at 4 or 5 o'clock. Can you imagine allowing your young son or daughter under 10 to just roam the neighborhood for 6 or 7 hours?
But here's the thing. I've thought about this a lot. it was much more dangerous back in the 60s, 70s. Like,
I don't know.
there were less cameras. There was more ways to be kidnapped. It was way more dangerous.
No one even thought twice about it.
I know. That is crazy.
All right, number 3 for me. This goes for all of the tapes, cassette tapes, 8-track tapes, a mixtape, VHS, Be Kind, Rewind. Look, if there was ever a business that you were guaranteed would never go out of business, it was Blockbuster.
Oh, yeah.
You spent at least 3-4 hours a week there if you were any kind of, movie fan at all.
Oh, yeah.
And there was just no way that Blockbuster wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
There's only one left, I believe.
I've seen the documentary.
Right. So that kind of had to be in
tapes
there.
are gone.
But tapes, I actually miss like my own mixtapes and some things like that. But there's really nowhere to play them anymore.
You
can't even play a CD in most cars anymore.
No, my car doesn't have one.
No, on mine either.
Maybe you just said this. Do you have any of the tapes?
Oh, the actual cassette?
Maybe. I guarantee you
dug 'em
somewhere
up.
around here there's a cassette player that you
Right,
could-
you're right. But yeah, I have to dig them up.
Number 2.
All right, my number 2 is something I learned in 2nd grade, and I have used it ever since. It's cursive. No one uses cursive anymore.
You better even have to tell people what it is.
It's
handwriting.
It's handwriting, but it's like connected handwriting.
Yes, I know.
use
Everyone
cursive
had to know this.
all the time. If I were to show you my notebook right now, there is
You still
cursive
use
in
it?
it. I love cursive.
Really?
I love it.
I stopped using it when I was maybe 12 years old. I learned it, but I never liked it.
Like, here's me with the cursive S right
I
here.
know what all the letters are.
I know. I'm just showing
But yes,
you. This
right.
is my notebook from like
We
last
wasted a lot of time in 1st, 2nd, 3rd grade learning cursive because it is a waste of time. We didn't need it, as it turned out.
I love cursive.
Yeah, all
It's
right.
way easier. You don't have to lift your hand off the page. You just go from. It's way easier for me.
All right. Number 2.
They're teaching cursive again.
They're trying to bring it back. Okay, apparently.
Okay, I love
All right,
it.
Good to know. All right, this is something that you're going to probably have to be almost my age or pretty close to remember, but cars didn't only have bucket seats. Bucket seat being one seat and another seat in the front.
Yeah.
A lot of them had bench seats.
I
It went
remember
all the way across. In the middle of that bench seat was a little jump seat that you could fold down and use as an armrest. Or you could put your 6-year-old kid like me and sit them on it.
Yes.
And you had the best view in town,
You
man.
really did. You had a bird's eye view.
You were right there, the front of the car. Dad's driving, mom's smoking. Windows are up.
Yeah.
You're right on the jump seat. You're looking out the window. And man, if they ever stopped short, you could just fly right through that windshield.
Oh, of course.
And no seatbelt, nothing. How I survived it, I'll never know. And anybody survived it. But I'm pretty sure everyone of my ilk or that kind of era loved that moment when their parents let them sit on that little jump seat. It was a cool feeling as a little kid.
When I was growing up, my grandparents lived in Iowa, and they would have to come pick us up from Chicago. It was a 3-hour drive back home.
You got the jump seat?
I looked
Or
forward
whatever you
to
call it.
that.
Yeah,
I looked
absolutely.
forward to it. I was like so pumped to sit between grandpa and grandma.
Oh, you were right up front, man.
Yeah, I
But
was
you never
an
thought
adult.
about- You never thought about the fact that you could fly through the window with the greatest of ease.
No, I didn't have any idea. Also, sitting backwards was cool when I was growing up. Like Volvos had seats that faced backwards.
The station wagon where you would sit with your brothers and sisters with just staring out the back of the car.
That's what I'm saying.
At the person who was behind you.
Yeah, which is
you can do those.
Which is weird these days.
All right.
It's just weird these days.
Jump seat, man. That was a moment.
All right, we're on number 1.
We're on number 1.
Number 1.
My number 1 is something you've already said, but my life. Going to the movie rental store.
Oh, Blockbuster.
I miss it so much
I do
because
too.
you know how many times I sit there and I try to look for something to watch and I just can't and I give up and I walk somewhere else. In the movie store, you always leave with a movie. You always find a movie. And I love looking at the video games. I would always go to the scary movie section and sneak peeks at those things. But I love the movie store. Hollywood Video was ours, and I had to
like the Hollywood Video?
I had to start paying our late fees because I was always bad about the late fees.
I'm just going to say that we had trouble, Lori and I, agreeing on one.
Oh.
And invariably, when you went to the video store,
fight?
no fights.
Okay.
But on your way over, you always went, all right, we're getting Superman Returns. Yes, let's go. That was never there.
It was never
and so
there.
when that was gone, now you were looking all over for the one and you couldn't find it.
And you can't find it. It's stressful. And now you're sitting in there for 30 minutes and now you're getting frustrated with each other.
But you're right. You usually grab something.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Did you always rewind? Were you a good rewinder?
I was not good at returning on time.
Oh, that was a problem for you.
Yes, it was.
I also remember that you could do the sneaky go where the movies were being returned and maybe find one that you wanted that hadn't been shelved yet.
Yes. You
Try
can go
that.
ask the guy, hey, you got me Terminator 2 Judgment Day back
Might
there?
be able to sneak one that way.
And they'd be like, you know what? I do.
I got it.
I do. That's a good call.
All right, final number one for me. I was an only child. So when my parents went out, they left me home with one of those little plastic trays that you sat up in front of the TV. Do you even know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, dinner tray.
And put on that a TV dinner. TV dinner number one.
Like Salisbury steak.
Salisbury steak, yes.
The only time
the
you get
worst
Salisbury
food
steak
ever made.
That is
think.
really funny.
And I was talking to my wife about it this morning, and she said, I love the cherry dessert. I'm like,
who likes the cherry cobbler?
Was terrible. The peas. The potatoes even were awful.
They were all soupy.
It was terrible. Swanson's. If that company even still exists.
It does.
It does?
Yeah, it does.
Somebody ought to just, I don't want to say it in this
don't
day
say
and
it
age,
because they make other stuff now.
All right. But, man, the fact that they made me as a 10-year-old kid even eat that stuff.
But you loved
dinners.
it.
I did not. It's part of my life growing up that it was, big deal. But your parents tried to make it out to be a thing too.
Well, yeah, they wanted you to buy in.
Well, they were guilty that they were going out. So I'd be, hey, but you get a TV dinner. Come on.
When I was a kid, we had TV dinners that would have a little brownie in it.
Brownie, but then you know what else with the TV dinner? If you didn't have the heating capability, and we didn't have microwaves a lot of times, that brownie could burn your mouth for about a month.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's
you had to
true.
be careful with
That's
that.
true. Man, the dangers of TV dinners.
TV dinners. Oh, come on. All right, we'll play Chris vs. the Fans next. Hope you enjoyed that trip down memory lane.
Thank you for listening to 97.3 The Fan. Be back shortly. I would be back shortly if the thing will click. See, I'm clicking. I have no idea what's happening. It's not playing any commercials right now. Well, this is just great, everybody. Let me see if I could try to start another one. All right. Well, this is awesome. On the air right now with no help, and there are no commercials to be played. Actually, you know what I'm going to do, everybody? You're getting a real live thing right here. This is real live Matt Skraby. I'm going to have to restart Wide Orbit real quick. So goodbye, Wide Orbit. It's not even closing. I'm going to text Adam, and I'm going to say, Adam, I tried to go to break and the commercials did not play, and the program won't shut down. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have to do some Control-Alt-Delete over here. Control-Alt-Delete. Okay, I got it. Task Manager. It's not coming up. There it goes. Task Manager came up, everybody. I have no idea. I'm way too generous with my stroke giving. Never mind.
Are you really?
Never mind.
Wait.
I did not
Let's
mean
explore
for that to happen. I did not.
That sounds like a promo to me.
Skraby's giving out strokes. I can't wait to hear that one. I'm gonna laugh for a while on that one.
Nate says, Skraby, maybe you should date her.
You might be a generous stroke giver, but I don't think she really wants to leave her boyfriend for that.
All right, that was good. In full disclosure, I'm reading this. Tony can't gather himself right now. That was a good one, Chris. That was a really good one. So I saw this at 7-Eleven, and I had to get it. It's called the One Chip Challenge. It was sitting there in the aisle, and I thought, why not? Because I am into spicy stuff. But this thing looks pretty hot. I'm not going to lie. It says a Reaper pepper and a Scorpion pepper. It's also in the shape of a coffin, which doesn't make me very happy about that. It doesn't make me feel good. Oh, extreme heat, it says. I'm going to try a little bit first, just so I don't die, I guess. That's the thing I'm saying. This looks... I don't even know if I should be eating this. It looks like it has mold or something, but let's see. how hot it is. Let's go. There's a little bit of spice there. It's going. Oh man, this is hot. Not that bad though. I still have this side to go. It is getting hot. I'm not gonna lie. My mouth is like getting crazy. Now it's kicking in. I'm not sure if I'm gonna finish this. Honestly, it's getting serious. I gotta go with the milk. My mouth is dying right now. Yeah, this is not fun, guys. Never gonna do that again because my mouth is on fire. Thank you for listening to 97.3 The Fan. Be back shortly. I would be back shortly if the thing will click. See, I'm clicking. I'm clicking. I have no idea what's happening. It's not playing any commercials right now. Well, this is just great, everybody. Let me see if I could try to start another one. All right. Well, this is awesome. On the air right now with no help, and there are no commercials to be played. Actually, you know what I'm going to do, everybody? You're getting a real live thing right here. This is real live Matt Skraby. I'm going to have to restart Wide Orbit real quick. So goodbye, Wide Orbit. It's not even closing. I'm going to text Adam, and I'm going to say, Adam, I tried to go to break and the commercials did not play, and the program won't shut down. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have to do some Control-Alt-Delete over here. Control-Alt-Delete. Okay, I got it. Task Manager. It's not coming up. There it goes. Task Manager came up, everybody. I have no idea. I'm way too generous with my stroke giving. Never mind.
Are you really?
Never mind.
Wait.
I did not mean for that to happen. I did not.
That sounds like a promo to me.
Skraby's giving out strokes. I can't wait to hear that one. I'm gonna laugh for a while on that one.
Nate says, Skraby, maybe you should date her.
You might be a generous stroke giver, but I don't think she really wants to leave her boyfriend for that.
All right, that was good. That was good. In full disclosure, I'm reading this. Tony can't gather himself right now. That was a good one, Chris. That was a really good one. So I saw this at 7-Eleven, and I had to get it. It's called the One Chip Challenge. It was sitting there in the aisle, and I thought, why not? Because I am into spicy stuff. But this thing looks pretty hot. I'm not going to lie. It says a Reaper pepper and a Scorpion pepper. It's also in the shape of a coffin, which doesn't make me very happy about that. It doesn't make me feel good. Oh, extreme heat, it says. I'm going to try a little bit first, just so I don't die, I guess. That's the thing I'm saying. This looks... I don't even know if I should be eating this. It looks like it has mold or something, but let's see.
At 4 o'clock, we're halfway home on a Friday. Voice is almost there. I hear a crack now and again, but for the most part, you've all been witness to the week of my voice. Where was it? Tuesday where we started.
It was like this.
We were hurting. But Don Orsillo and the throat coat pulling it together. Thank you, Donnie. And Tony for bringing it in.
Yeah, Tony would be mad.
Yes, he would. Tony and I's NFL picks are ahead. We still have Chris vs. the Fans, a big five. Coming up in the 5 o'clock hour, I don't know anything about this, so I'm just as interested as you are to hear Skraby's top 5 winter meeting questions.
That's right.
Baseball winter meetings start Monday. Skraby's got questions.
I got questions.
Maybe we have answers. We'll see.
I don't know if we do.
On our interview of the week, AJ Cassavell getting us the latest on the Padres and what they may do next week at the winter meetings. That's coming up all in the 5 o'clock hour. It is the moment of truth right now in this volleyball. Tied at 1 set apiece. USD, Kansas State, 25-25 in the third set. Got to win by 2. So that whole match is hanging in the balance. Come on, Toreros. You ready to play? We got to get people to call.
Yes.
Where are you people?
I don't know.
Chris vs. the Fans, 833-288-0973. You can qualify for a shot at our grand prize. 2 tickets to see NKOTB.
That's right.
Skraby
Nice
guarantees
job.
me that you all know who that is.
Yeah, that's what they're called.
We're looking for blockheads who want to go see New Kids on the Block.
June 26th in Las Vegas. You get a 2-night stay at the Park MGM and a $100 gas card. New Kids on the Block announcing its 2026 dates for the Right Stuff residency in Vegas. Dolby Live at Park MGM. Don't miss all your favorite hits live in Vegas with the New Kids on the Block. February to October 2026. Tickets on sale now. Ticketmaster.com or qualify to win some right now.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself,
howdy do.
Now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Chris versus the Fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right. The rules. You have to make it through 3 questions. Excuse me.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know. I don't think I haven't thought about that. You have to make it through 3 questions. Each question will get more difficult. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get it wrong and Chris gets it right, you're eliminated. But if Chris gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question or you win. If you're a first-time player, let us know before you get into it, and you will get that first question for free today.
And USD prevails in the third set. 28-26. Toreros lead 2-1. Well done, ladies.
I'm assuming best of 5.
Best of 5, yes.
Okay.
All right.
All right, let's go to our first contestant today, and we'll go to Scott. Hello, Scott.
Hey, how are you today?
Good. Thanks for playing here, Scott. Good luck to you.
You ready to go?
Ready to go.
All right,
here
we go. Question number 1. Where did Marvin Harrison Jr. play college football?
Ooh.
The Ohio State University.
Nice job.
No kidding, man. All of those guys played there.
He's not going to play this Sunday, fantasy football people.
Jackson Smith and Jigba was like 4th string behind him and a lot of other guys.
He was.
They were so good.
They were very good.
Yeah. Who was the quarterback? Stroud? Or they had somebody before him, too, didn't they? I can't remember them all.
Yeah, I can't either. They get a new one every year. All right.
And they're all good.
And they're all, amazing. Here we go. Scott, question number 2. All right. It's a rule in the NFL. There are 2 penalties, or let me start that over. There are 2 aspects of roughing the passer. A 15-yard penalty, and what else?
This is one of those where you have to figure out Skraby's question.
It's a 15-yard penalty, and then there's something else that they have.
Won't be. Yeah, you've asked it fair. He's just got to figure it out. That's all. What else do you get beyond a 15-yard penalty?
Well, you can get ejected from the game.
Oh, no. What is the,
what is the official on-field call?
Yeah, not the player who commits it, but the team that is benefited by the penalty. They get 15 yards and...
Oh, and an automatic first down.
There we go. He figured it out.
We did walk you through, but it was confusing.
That's good enough.
It was confusing.
Yeah. All right.
Automatic first down.
Automatic first down.
All right.
First down. Does you remember a guy named Red Cashin?
No.
You don't?
Red Cashin.
Oh, Red Cashin, classic referee.
Oh, no.
Somebody will know him on the chat. Red Cashin, man, when he'd call one of those 15 yards, and he would give it the old first down.
Okay.
He had it really going on. Red was all right.
I miss what. Well, no, I don't.
Put a little effort into it.
All right. Let's go to question number 3.
For the win.
Which former Oakland Raiders quarterback nicknamed the Snake passed away on June 8th, 2015?
Scott's got this. Easy pickings,
How about Kenny Stabler?
He's got
Kenny
it.
Stabler is correct.
Very
nice
good.
job, Scott.
All right, easy going.
Stay right
Scott.
there.
Well done. Called on a good day. Questions were doable there. Yeah, the Snake, man. Love the Snake. Even though he, beat my team famously a couple of times with great comebacks. He was, I don't know if he was the last of the kind of the swashbuckling quarterback. Madden was the coach of the team,
But I don't think Madden really told them anything to do.
He just
Like
did his own
Stabler
thing.
just looked over and said, John, I'm going to do this. And Madden said, okay. That's what maybe was the greatness of Madden. He let those guys kind of do what they wanted. But Snake, he was the kind of guy, I liken him to now.
Who?
A little bit of Russell Wilson. Whereas Snake, through 3 quarters.
You just called him Snake?
I didn't, but I didn't know him.
But people called him that.
Yeah, he was always the
yeah.
Snake. Yeah, Kenny the Snake Stabler. But he would be maybe 3 for 20 passing with 8 minutes to go in the game. And then he'd go 9 for 9 for 92 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was that's what he was.
Of course.
Yeah, the Raiders would come back and a miracle win. It happened all the time. Anyway, he's in the Hall of Fame, finally.
Yes.
Took him a while, but I thought he deserved it. I was glad to see him get in.
Can I switch it up a little bit and make you angry about college football again?
Sure.
I saw this tweet, and it is a fallout from Lane Kiffin.
Okay.
How about, or it's not really a fallout from Lane Kiffin, it's a fallout from James Franklin. But this guy says, how messed up is the college football calendar? Forget the Lane Kiffin fiasco. How about the Iowa State kids who signed their scholarship commitments on Tuesday and 48 hours later lost their head coach? How is this serving athletes? I think that's an amazing point.
So Iowa State just had the signing letter of intent day
2 days ago.
And now
then their
this
coach
guy
is
left to Penn State,
yes,
right?
Correct. That's the rumor. I mean, and some of those kids are going to go to Penn State because he's going to extend it there. But like, it just keeps breaking more and more, in my opinion.
It doesn't seem impossible. Here's a story. Let's stay on the subject for a second, because Kirk was in here yesterday. We asked him, are they going to try to clean this up a little with the NIL money? And then we'll address the coaching thing. But Kirk said something that I thought was pretty good. He said teams are going to start putting in their NIL contracts a clause.
Yes.
And that says if you leave early, you're going to have to owe us a certain amount of money. Well, he said that yesterday. It made sense to me. And today.
Yes.
Just one day after Kirk said that.
Yeah, say it.
University of Georgia says they're trying to obtain $390,000 in damages from a former player, defensive end, who transferred to Missouri and didn't complete the time he had signed up to play his NIL.
I think it's fair to...
Seems like an easy win for Georgia.
Should be. If it's in the contract and he didn't complete his...
that's the question. I don't know if it's 100% in the contract, but I think it's going to be now.
Oh, of course.
So you're not going to sign any player to an NIL now, I don't think, without putting in there, you leave early, you're going to have to pay up.
I wonder how many schools are going to go in the direction of, we don't make those clauses in the contract.
Well, maybe.
Come on over to our school.
Well, maybe they'll try it, but it's risky business. The Bulldogs have asked, Georgia has asked a judge to force this player, Damon Wilson, who's now at Missouri, to enter into arbitration to settle a clause in his former contract that effectively serves as a buyout fee for him exiting early. He played Georgia for 2 years before transferring to Missouri in January, 2 weeks after he signed a new deal with the Georgia Classic City Collective, which I think is their NIL people. Players have to start
2 weeks after
2 weeks
he left?
after he agreed that he was going to be Georgia. Give me money, Georgia. Thank you. Hello, Missouri.
I honestly don't get how these people are able, and I don't know his thought process, but I'm going to think that he knew he was leaving when he signed this thing with Georgia. In the back of my head, I would be thinking, I'm going to have to deal with this massive problem in a couple weeks. Why am I doing this?
There's a lot of stuff that's hard for me to imagine doing.
Yeah.
But maybe if I was in those shoes.
True. I've never had that money dangled in front of me.
I'm not there, but yeah. How about a little bit of, taking responsibility here and saying, okay, I'm going to go to Missouri. I can't be signing this, getting $400,000 and then leaving the next day.
On paper, from what we've read, if this came into your courtroom, you were saying judgment for Georgia.
Yeah, I'd give Georgia the money. And I don't like Georgia.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I think it's fair.
As a matter of fact, in my ruling, I would get that in. I would just want to say, as the judge in this case, I'm ruling in favor of Georgia, but I don't like the University of Georgia.
You would say
I would get that in. All right, we'll take a break. Traffic's coming up. More Gwynn and Chris on the other side, including a funny video that I want you to all watch. Stick around.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Manny Machado has joined the show. Manny, welcome. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. I'm good.
I guess we got to start with the most important part. I mean, you reached a pretty big milestone, hit 2,000. You hit 2004 now. You hit 350 early in the year. I mean, at what point in the offseason, at what point at all?
Hey, Skrabe.
Hey,
I
what?
learned something today that I previously did not know. I'm going to pass it along to everybody because I bet you everybody doesn't know this. Same way I didn't know this.
Well, let's hear it.
4:19 is the time. Gwynn and Chris, Crisello, and Skraby. Tony's off today. We'll have our NFL picks coming up in a little bit. What was the name of the main course you had last Thursday for Thanksgiving dinner? Skrabe?
Turkey.
Turkey. What's the name of the country of a similar name?
Hungary? No, I'm just kidding. Turkey.
Turkey.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I did not know. Turkey is also known as Turkey-yay. And I might be pronouncing it wrong, but it's spelled Turkiye. And that's the Turkish way to say Turkey. I guess it's Turkey or something like that. Anyway, I'm bringing this up. The people there would like the rest of the world, instead of to call them Turkey, they want everyone to call them Turkey or however that
I'll call them Turkey if they want
correct.
that.
Here's why I know this, or even bothered to look. Gobble, gobble. Yeah,
Maybe that's
not
what they're
why.
trying to get away from.
That's not why. Here's why I looked it up. Because the United States could be playing Turkey in the World Cup. The draw was made today.
It was to a lot of fanfare, let me tell you.
A lot of fanfare. U.S. is playing Paraguay, which is a team they beat already this year, apparently, and Australia, another team they beat this year. So people are saying we got a very favorable draw.
Yeah, one of the headlines was they avoided the death group.
Yes, we're not in the group of death.
Group of death.
Yes,
sorry,
we're not.
yes.
There's always a group of death. We're not in that. But Turkey is in competition with a couple of other countries to be the other team in that group.
Okay.
Anyway, I didn't know this. I thought I'd pass it along.
Tyler on the chat said, that's what I said when Thanksgiving dinner was about to start. Turkey? Yay!
Is that Tyler's sending a lot of stuff in today, and he's been solid.
I think I'm okay with that. I'll definitely call them Turkey if they want to be called Turkey.
Yeah, that's how they want to pronounce it. Turkey.
I don't normally bring up the country of Turkey.
Nor do I. But I think if you bring it up and call it Turkey, people are going to go, what are you?
Someone's saying it's Turkey.
I'm just looking at pronunciation online, and it does say 3 syllables, Turkey.
Okay, well, yeah,
that's what I'm going by, but
3 syllables.
Not disagreeing with whoever's.
I don't know if they know, but
anyway, if you tell somebody, hey, I'm going to go vacationing in Istanbul, where's that? It's in Turkey.
Where's
we're
that?
Gonna go, what the hell's that?
Where's this?
But, it's just something that you maybe want to be aware of out there.
Do you think Tony in a million years would be able to pronounce this name?
Hungary?
I mean,
Turkey?
There's no chance.
He might get lucky on the first try.
He might. I'm going to go with Hungary.
That's an unbelievable one.
It's
what was the category?
It was
countries in
largest
Europe?
European countries, which ended up having Russia be number 1, which Russia is not in Europe.
You're still upset. That was
because
4
Tony
years
won.
ago.
It was a long time ago.
Join Tier 1, David J. He's from Hop Run Tours. It's an unforgettable trip to the Windy City next summer with Ben and Woods. You're going to get to see the Padres, or San Diego, I guess I'm supposed to say there.
Yes,
apologies. Take on Chicago.
Yes.
Can't call them the Cubs. At one of the most historic stadiums in all of baseball. This package from Hop Run Tours will include round-trip airfare, hotel accommodations for 3 nights at a 4-star hotel stadium tour. Tickets to 2 games, I'm assuming at Wrigley, which we're not allowed to say either. You also
Why do you keep saying these things you're not allowed to say?
Because I don't understand that stuff.
Because it's all trademark and
whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. Be so full of yourself.
It's not about that.
All right. You also get a group. Here's the highlight anyway. Never mind the rest of the stuff. You get a group dinner with Ben and Woods. So come on.
Yeah.
97.3 thefansd.com/Chicago. You get all the details. The special fan trip is brought to you by Hop Run Tours, who handle all the travel and event details. 97.3 The Fan, proud to promote this package. And I should tell you, if you're interested in going, that couple dozen packages, I believe, have already been sold from what I'm hearing.
I'm hearing it's going very well.
So get in on it if you'd like to go.
Yes.
Also, Ben and Woods put a funny video up today. I don't look at a lot of their things. I don't know they look at a lot of our things. But we always have a healthy respect for each other, but there's a bit of a competition too. So
an internal competition.
A little bit, right. Ben and Woods put a very funny video up today. I don't know what the idea was for it or, where it was born, but it had something to do with the way Ben walks. And I never thought of this before, but they show on the video, Ben walking away from the camera. And you're like, okay, what's this all about? But then Woods does the same, but Woods is portraying Ben's walk. And it's pretty funny, I got to tell you. Ben, I didn't realize you walk so comically until I saw Woods do your walk. And then I totally recognized it because I've seen Ben a million times and I just never thought about his walk before.
Where did you see this?
It was on Twitter.
It was
a tweet. It was a tweet from, I'm assuming, their show.
I just
looked from Woodsy.
I'll go to Woods.
Maybe it was Instagram, but I think it was Twitter.
I'll go to.
Anyway.
I just looked on Instagram as well.
Anyway, if you find it, post it or something for some people. It's just a quick video take it 20 seconds to watch, but it was funny. And Ben, you're pretty funny. You walk funny. There's nothing wrong with that. I do a lot of things funny. But yeah, Ben walks a little funny. And it took Woods to kind of bring it out in the video.
Oh, it's on Woods's. Okay, hold on. Here we go.
All right, watch it. All right, okay, watch Ben walk.
Hold on. Let me put it on the stream.
All right, let me see. We can all watch this.
Let me give.
All right, we got another minute. We can watch this here.
Yes, we do. I
didn't realize I got Alex Morgan right over my shoulder over there.
Someone told me,
by
the way,
if I have to have somebody over the shoulder,
that Alex Morgan is sometimes what takes your camera and makes it cattywampus. It thinks that there's a person back there.
I think the camera would rather look at Alex Morgan than me.
What's funny,
probably
Chris?
Makes sense.
I said that exact same thing.
Yeah.
All right, give me another second. I'm trying to get this up online.
Oh my goodness, Gonzaga is destroying Kentucky in basketball 19-2.
19-2.
Yeah, bad start for Kentucky.
Bad start for sure.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
All right, here's the video. Here's Woodsy. He opens up on the video here.
You got to take out. There's a lot of steps to this, Chris. There we go. All right, here's the video.
So after spending some time yesterday working on his walk and his gait, this is what we've come up with.
All right, they're working on his. Here comes Ben. He walks
like way more normal. Way more normal.
Way more normal.
You look like a normal human.
I don't think so.
It's amazing. Put in a little work in the cages. Look what happened. I'll do it one more time.
Oh my goodness, this is a whole thing.
Okay. Now, when you come back, I want you to hit the gritty. Okay. Oh,
I don't know.
Try to swing your arms together at the same time.
Is this not the one you saw?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yes, but I want to see Woods walk.
Try that.
When Woods walks.
Oh, there it is.
It's ending.
No, this is not it.
Okay, I would have to.
Okay,
go.
that was
after spending some
that
time
one there was
yesterday working.
Stop that one. That one there was, I think, the result after the first one. The first one I saw was when Ben couldn't walk, and Woods made fun of him.
Okay.
So I think the one you just showed was probably.
It was today.
After they had.
Yes. I'm being told by the people
that's today's video. So maybe you want to find yesterday's.
Going back to one more.
Go back one more because we got to see Ben walk funny.
Okay.
There needs to be a payoff here.
Okay, here we go.
Learning to walk. That's the one.
Here we go.
It's good to see that we're not the only ones that don't talk sports on the show all the time.
Well, yeah, that's true. Also, it's a very Friday today.
It's a Friday move. All right, so we just saw these out of order. We saw the one that was the result of Ben improving his gait.
Okay, here is.
Okay, this might be the way. Yeah. Okay, let's see what happens here.
All right, we're gonna do a little walking 101 with our man Ben.
Here we go.
All right, show me your.
This
show
is
me your gait.
Here he goes. It's kind of
off.
It's very.
It's a little stiff.
Okay. Okay. So number one, I think you slow it down, right? So here's what I see. Here, hold this. Here's what I see from you.
Now Woods gives.
Now Woods is going to give it a shot. Oh my God! I'm sorry if you're driving and you can't see that.
Well,
So just
But
so
Woodsy
Ben
too
kind
bad.
of
right?
Ben
And
kind
almost
of
a little
looks
bit of,
like he's like riding a horse when
He's
he walks.
shuffling a little bit,
Yeah.
and he's got his legs are a little wider apart. Wider
get anywhere
apart.
at that speed. You're
So,
going so
well, okay, let me walk fast. So then I'll just do like one of these.
Now Woods is
No,
going
Woods-
on, trying to show him what
Yeah,
he should
Woods
be
walks
walking
normal.
Straight.
so relaxed.
You get a straight
I
line.
know. All right, here, let me try it. Let me
And
try it.
so Ben's gonna try it
on.
again. Let's
Ben's
see.
going to give
Yep,
it
I'm
another
ready.
shot here. This is yesterday.
Whoa! What's going on? That's so
Yeah.
weird. His head is like bobbing. He's trying so
All right,
hard.
back.
Yeah,
He's so
you look so-
serious.
You look so unnatural.
so unnatural. Yeah. Okay, this is too much because I feel bad for the people driving.
No, we tried to
who
explain
can't see
it.
this,
We tried
but,
to explain it.
Anyway, when you get home, you can see it. Woodsy. The first video was what drew the laughter.
Yes, I
because
didn't
Woodsy's
realize.
making fun of Ben's walk.
And it's warranted. I'm not saying Ben has a
Nah,
really
yes, you
crazy
are.
weird walk.
It's a funny walk.
Someone
It's
said
okay.
Woods, the walk whisperer.
Yes, he does. He seemed to have improved Ben's gait, as Woodsy
Joseph
called
says he's moving his hips so awkwardly. He is.
it. It's pretty awkward.
He's
But you know, I've known
concentrating too
Ben
hard.
for how many years, right? 20 years. I've never noticed him walking anything necessarily odd,
No.
but Woodsy is 100% right.
Megan Reindl says it's spot on. It is
Megan
spot on.
Reindl should know.
Yes.
She is the
Yes.
the wife of the producer of the program.
That is hilarious. I'm
All
glad
right,
you brought
very
that
good.
up.
Break time, Big Five coming up.
The biggest guests in
There's been a mess on the 5 North all day.
Yes.
Right around Delmar Heights, maybe. You're looking at, we're just telling you the best we can. You're looking at maybe, an hour and 45 minutes to get through there and get home. If there's any other way you can go home, that might be the thing to try to do today. I know you are one of those people, Skraby, unless you go around it, that may have to
I want to be
stuck in it.
sensitive. I want to be sensitive to the situation.
Right. There's a situation going
I drove
on,
by
so
it and I saw.
we're not going to get into all of that, but just suffice to say, it's going to take you a long time to get home. Be careful. Take your time or plan another route.
Something.
What do you use, route or route?
I use route.
Route?
I guess I interchange it.
Yeah, depends on kind of where you need it.
Yeah, it's a bad situation. But when I was driving down, traffic was already stacking up. So like Chris said, try to take another way home if you can.
All right. Kelly will have the traffic in the meantime.
Oh, it's ready.
Well, let's hear it now. And then the Big
From
Five.
the 855 Get Right Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury. Here's Kelly Danick.
Guess what, guys? We still have that North 5 Delmar Heights Road closure. Traffic alert still in effect, all due to some police activity. So traffic is being diverted off at Delmar Heights Road. You can go east on Delmar Heights, but not westbound. You can re-enter the 5 northbound from Delmar Heights on-ramp. Meanwhile, southbound 5 lanes are open, but you're still seeing a lot of slow traffic. Now, those of you who travel North 15 into the North County, if you notice it's a little more crowded, all that activity on North 5 coastline, that's why. In fact, we got the stalled car in middle lanes right before Miramar Way, not helping the situation. But once you're past it, don't get too comfortable. It's going to stay, pretty solid all the way up toward the 78. Also, a crash has been cleared from the San Marcos Boulevard on-ramp to westbound 78. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All guests on 97.3 The Fan. Join us on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future with charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. We will be announcing the biggest fan winner at around 5:35 today. So if you signed up, then make sure you are listening.
Number 5.
I've gone back and forth on this topic a million times, but I'm going to go with this one. Buster Olney tweeted out ahead of the winter meetings that there's going to be lots of trade talks next week, obviously, but one of the names that's going to be involved and likely to get traded, Mackenzie Gore of the Nationals. Now, he's still under contract control, Chris, so it's not like you're going to have to pay him a lot of money. Let me ask it like this. Do you think AJ Preller misses Mackenzie Gore?
Oh,
would like to get him back
twice about having traded him? No.
Okay.
Because I don't think AJ Preller does that.
Okay.
And I don't think it's a healthy thing for any general manager to do. You make your trade and, you get Juan Soto and you end up with Michael King and, you have what you have. I mean, we've heard this how many times that the Nationals fleeced the Padres by getting Mackenzie Gore, James Wood,
Robert Hassel.
Yeah, Hassel
Bobby
even
Barrows.
started to, get going there. But yeah, they got so much. The Padres got Juan Soto, then lost him. So, it was a disaster. The only thing I will say and caution you about the disaster you say is that even with all, the Nationals haven't won anything.
Of course.
Right? They still stink.
No, they're still in last place.
Yeah. So the Padres have been in the hunt, thanks in large part to that trade. So, there's a lot of ways to look at it. Mackenzie Gore was an all-star last year.
He struggled down the stretch.
He finished 5-15.
Yeah.
With a 4.17 ERA and a 1.3 whip. Those are not good numbers for a whole season. Maybe the All-Star game he was much better and he had a lot of strikeouts. But he only ended up with 185, 4 more than the year before.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying I don't want him back. I'm saying that there's no way. No, you don't sit there. You wish him well, and he's gone and done what he's done. But I don't know, 7-10, 10-12, 5-15. Those are his 3-year totals with the Nationals. 4.15 total ERA in 3 years. Not like you traded Paul Skeens.
No, but we also forgot CJ Abrams part of that trade.
Right? Yeah. Oh, yes, I know. I'm not saying that. No matter what we gave the Nationals, they still stink.
Yes.
That is true. What has it done for them?
No, I think you're right. AJ Preller doesn't regret trades or anything like that. I think the Brewers GM recently, Matt Arnold, said, if you haven't made a bad trade, then you haven't made enough trades in baseball.
Well,
because
that's part of it.
Because it just happens. But
I don't even think it's a bad trade.
I do think
I can make a case that it wasn't a bad trade at all.
I wasn't saying that, but I think that AJ Preller does like players that he drafts and he tries to build up. And I think that if there was a possibility for him to get Mackenzie Gore back for the right price, he would definitely do it. He wouldn't think twice.
If it was a cheap deal and you had control,
he does have control for 2 more years.
Mackenzie Gore's an attractive piece.
Yes,
but he's not yet come through on what he's been projected.
No,
that's not even close.
No,
Mackenzie Gore was the number 3 pick overall.
He was the ace in making.
He was the best player in the whole draft, right? 3rd pick. 2017. That is 8 years ago.
That is a long time ago.
And since then, Mackenzie Gore has won exactly 26 games. And he has a 4.19 ERA. He started 102 games. I mean, when do you start thinking maybe Mackenzie Gore's is never going to quite be that?
That could be it as well. Well, at 5:20, I'm going to go through winter meeting thoughts.
Can't wait for that.
Number 4.
All right, Penn State is not only in the final stages of negotiations to make Iowa State head coach Matt Campbell its new coach, but it is done, according to Pete Thamel. He has signed an 8-year deal with Penn State, which I always think, why sign an 8-year deal? You could be gone in 3. It doesn't really matter. But the Penn State search actually spanned more than 50 days and was one of the highest profile positions that was not being taken, and also a high profile position that coaches were turning down. So I'm up first. Why is Penn State having such a hard time finding a head coach? I don't really know. I don't. But I will say that Penn State, outside of last year, is not the same program it used to be, pumping out NFL players left and right. They have NFL players. They have great players. But when I think college football, I don't really think Penn State anymore. I don't think this is the answer to the question, but that's what my mind came to. Chris?
Well, first of all, Penn State was a semifinalist last year, so they're not that far off.
No, they aren't. They aren't.
Right? Secondly, I think the risk does not equal the reward at Penn State.
And what is the risk?
The risk is that if you're a 500 team, they are going to hate your guts and run you out of town.
True.
As they did James Franklin.
Yes.
But if you go 11-1 and lose the semifinal to Notre Dame in what was really a great game, you still stink. Like, there's no winning there.
Yeah.
Paterno was what he was before all of the, crazy controversy. Not only that, Penn State's, if it's not the middle of nowhere, it's close. You can see it from there.
Yeah. I've been to
but I don't think that's it. I think it's more that you're risking more than your reward, unless you win the national title, and that's not realistic even at LSU, because there's too many other schools that could win the national title every year. So if you take the Penn State job, you're setting yourself up to be under a lot of stress. So that, to me, is why people may not want it. I don't know.
Penn State fans are like, you fired James Franklin for this guy, and it's like mediocre records. But
they wanted James Franklin fired.
Yes, they
did. They were the ones that didn't like him.
Exactly. It's always
they were the ones that said he can't win the big one, and they recited every big one that he lost. So now, okay, you don't have him anymore, and he'll go somewhere else, and good luck to you.
Number 3.
The World Cup, as we talked about, had the big draw today, and President Trump was a part of the proceedings. This is an approved use of President Trump on the show, Chris.
Was he reaching in and picking out the names? Or
No, that would have been fun, though, actually.
Yeah.
I actually
I don't
didn't
know.
see the proceedings. I did see Tom Brady was there. It's like, why do we need Tom Brady there?
To me, President Trump should have cranked the wheel, a little bit.
I think you're right, actually.
It would have been fun.
But while speaking, he did bring up something I have thought about many times before, and here's what he said earlier today.
When you look at what has happened to football in the United States, again, soccer in the United States, we seem to never call it that because we have a little bit of a conflict with another thing that's called football. But when you think about it, shouldn't it really be called? I mean, this is football. There's no question about it. We have to come up with another name for that.
Yeah.
Listen to the
There's
FIFA
the FIFA guy. He's all excited.
Yeah. So my
First
question
of all, can
is,
we just make a note? That's his first appearance on the show.
Voice, yes.
Voice of President Trump. All right.
An approved use of President
I'm so
Trump on the
happy,
show.
man. It took us, when did he get
9
inaugurated
months?
there?
9 months, 10 months?
11 months. Come on.
But he said he wants the NFL to change their name. Now, Chris, you're up
Oh,
first.
not the NFL, but he just doesn't want football to be called football.
Well, it has to be.
So it's college football, high school football. He doesn't want football called football.
But he wants, that includes the NFL changing their name.
I understand, but
okay, so he wants football to be called something else,
right?
Which I don't necessarily disagree with because soccer is you kick a ball with your feet. So anyway, let's say this is coming about. He says the NFL needs to change their name.
And all of college football has to not be college football.
We're just
anymore.
going NFL.
But they'd all have to change.
Do you
If
think
you're
they
gonna
would
call
change
it
the name?
The
I don't even know
the
what
national-
it would be. Pigskin League? I don't know.
I think the PETA people would probably have something to say about that in this.
Oh, yes, you're right.
In this politically
We do need
correct
to
world.
think about that.
Can't call it pigskin.
What about?
So instead of the National Football League, it's going to be like, let's say, the National Passing League, and then it would be college passing. And I'm going to go Friday night to go see high school passing.
The National Gridiron League.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. So thanks for the thought, but this is.
But he's
absurd.
right.
He's not right.
There's the least amount of time spent on a human body, the football, is spent on a foot.
There's not much time in baseball spent on a base either. Move on.
I don't want to move on.
And how many times do we hang from the basket in basketball?
But that's the thing. The basket is your goal.
All right, so you'll change it. It's not happening.
The only thing I can think of that worked in the past is WWF got sued by the World Wildlife Federation, and they had to change it to WWE. WWE is now the name that people call it. So 20 years from now, the NFL will eventually be known as the National Gridiron League or something.
I would only allow this discussion on a Friday. This is so absurd.
It's not absurd. I think it's I think
totally, utterly absurd.
Out of all the things we could say is absurd, this is not one of them.
Number 2.
What?
Okay, keep going.
No, wait. You're going to think that Roger Goodell is going to entertain the idea of changing the name of his league? Utterly absurd, as I just said.
Well, I think Roger Goodell's also like, bro, why you got to put this in the universe? Now we got to field questions about this.
Well, he may have to. That's true.
All right. Arizona Cardinals coach Jonathan Gannon announced today that quarterback Kyler Murray will not return this season. His foot injury has not progressed enough for him to play, and he recently sought an out-of-state second opinion, underwent more tests, which confirmed the decision. Gannon state, what? Gannon state, quote,
I yawned. I was going back to the last story, I think.
You need some oxygen.
I was going back to the last story.
It wasn't progressing in a way that we wanted, so we went and got a different opinion. Some different people and kind of looked at it, and it's just not right, end quote. I'm up first. Do you think Kyler Murray is still seen as a starting quarterback in the NFL? Yes, I still think he's seen as a starting quarterback, but I think he's got one more spot to go. I think the Cardinals are going to let him loose. I think his reputation of having to put video game clauses in your contract is a big mistake.
What, that he can play video games?
He has to focus. He has to do so much hours of work or film work all this other
So
stuff.
he's too high maintenance. You're saying.
I think that he is a starting quarterback for one team, and I think he only has one more shot, and it's not going to be with the Cardinals.
So wherever this next shot is,
That's
it'll
it.
be get it done.
Yeah, what do you think?
It might not be far from wrong, but I mean, he's a headache. But everybody's allowed to be as much of a headache as they are comparable to their talent level.
And
if your talent level's here, you can be this much of a headache. His talent level when he's playing is here. What I'd be concerned about Kyler Murray is these are foot injuries, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What does he use better than anything? His feet.
Yeah.
So that'd be buyer beware.
Buyer
on
beware.
That. Be careful.
All right.
Make sure he's healthy.
Number 1.
We talked about LeBron James and his double-digit scoring streak ending last night after he made the most selfless pass in the history of passes in the NBA.
It was a thing of beauty.
I'm just trying to rile up Chris. If you missed it, go back to 2 o'clock.
The pass that has moved him past Michael Jordan as the greatest player ever because of that one play last night.
Here's the article, Chris. I wanted to do this for you. And in the moment, he didn't care. The right play was to pass the ball, so he did. And with that, his streak ended.
Yeah.
It's very dramatic.
Oh, it was. Yeah.
1,297 consecutive games with double-digit scoring. Now, here is the question for you, Chris. They asked him after the game about the streak ending. LeBron said, or they asked him his thoughts. He said he had no thoughts and that they won. So that was all that mattered. Do you believe he didn't think about the streak ending at all?
Do I believe that LeBron James really puts the team ahead of LeBron James all the time?
That's not what I asked.
What do you
but go
think?
ahead. I think
What
you
do you think?
He thinks about this a lot.
Okay.
I think he does too. I mean, it's hard not to.
Yeah.
It's hard not to. It's a human nature thing.
I would think if you pile up a streak for 18 years, it'd have to be a little on your mind.
Yeah.
So I don't believe him.
I don't believe him either. I think
Why don't
that
you
he
just be
definitely
honest and
thinks
go, you know
about
what, I
it.
thought about the streak, but it was my basketball instinct to pass it to the guy he was open. That would have been a
That could have
perfect
been
answer.
it, but he said, no, we won.
Yeah.
I think he thinks about it, though. When he laid his head down on the pillow last night, he thought, man,
damn,
that was a good streak that came
was a
to an
good
end.
streak. I'm going to start another one tomorrow.
Yeah.
Go another 18 years. Play till I'm 60.
It's only going to last until I think he's getting towards the retirement.
I like
age.
the real quick note going to the top here. I like the Knicks over the Jazz tonight. First period score at Madison Square right now. Knicks 23, Jazz nothing.
Oh, okay.
Good start to that
That's
game.
a
for the
fantastic
Knicks.
start for the Knicks.
Yes.
All right, that's it for the big.
Happy hour coming up.
What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. See my dad's plaque. See where Trevor's plaque is going to be. It's going to be pretty dope.
Chris,
I'm
where
going to
do you
go to the Hall of Fame for the second time because I went earlier today, but I'm going in to see Tony go into the Hall of Fame. So all the way straight and back left.
Straight back left.
Straight on that back wall.
This one?
Yeah.
How you feeling, Tony?
I don't know how I'm feeling right now, honestly.
Excited?
I'm definitely excited. Hello. Eric, how you doing? Pretty good.
Wow. Just like I told you, next to the famous Barney Dreyfus and Leslie Wilkinson, whoever they are.
That does look like them.
I know. It's a good shot. They don't do them all that great. That one's good. Really good.
I missed a year. 300. Must have been bad. Huh? I used to be. Not anymore, though.
Oh, it's so cool. What team did you play on?
I can give you a long list of them. Brewers, Padres, Dodgers, Phillies, Nationals.
What position did you play?
I played outfield. This was my dad. Oh, there's Dick Williams, Goose. I think he'd be pretty happy with his company over there. So.
What are you thinking of seeing it for the first time?
I'm thinking
I'm hot. I'm quite warm right now, but it's cool. I mean, it's what I thought it was going to be. I mean, not too many people can say they have a dad that's enshrined in this place, so I think this is awesome.
What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. See my dad's plaque. See where Trevor's plaque is going to be. It's going to be pretty dope.
Chris,
I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame for the second time because I went earlier today, but I'm going in to see Tony go into the Hall of Fame. So all the way straight and back left.
Straight back left.
Straight on that back wall.
This one?
Yeah.
How you feeling, Tony?
I don't know how I'm feeling right now, honestly.
Excited?
I'm definitely excited. Hello, Eric. How you doing? Pretty good.
Wow. Just like I told you, next to the famous Barney Dreyfus and Leslie Wilkinson, whoever they are.
That does look like them.
I know. It's a good shot. They don't do them all that great. That one's good. Really good.
I missed a year. 300. Must have been bad. Huh? I used to be. Not anymore, though.
Oh, it's so cool. What team did you play on?
I can give you a long list of them. Brewers, Padres, Dodgers, Phillies, Nationals.
What position did you play?
I played outfield. This was my dad. Oh, there's Dick Williams, Goose. I think he'd be pretty happy with his company over there. So.
What are you thinking of seeing it for the first time?
I'm thinking
I'm hot. I'm quite warm right now, but it's cool. I mean, it's what I thought it was going to be. I mean, not too many people can say they have a dad that's enshrined in this place, so I think this is awesome.
What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. See my dad's plaque. See where Trevor's plaque is going to be. It's going to be pretty dope.
Chris,
I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame for the second time because I went earlier today, but I'm going in to see Tony go into the Hall of Fame. So all the way straight and back left.
Straight back left.
Straight on that back wall.
This one?
Yeah.
How you feeling, Tony?
Gwynn and Chris, 97.3 The Fan. Got a couple of scores on the board here in the college football championship games. James Madison trying to get into the playoff. How about that?
Playoff?
James Madison was what president? Skraby?
Oh, my gosh, Chris.
Got it?
I have been listening to presidential elections podcast.
Should know James
second?
Madison. He was the fourth president of the United States.
It's all blending
the
together.
order at the beginning was Washington, Adams, Jefferson,
Yes.
Madison.
Okay.
Anyway,
That's
they're
really,
ahead
that's
of,
really upsetting to me.
I'm sorry,
that
you're upset.
I've been
James,
listening to this podcast.
James Madison 10, Troy 7, second quarter, early second. Later, Boise State, UNLV. And we shouldn't forget this volleyball match, which has...
Is it ending? It has ended.
It has ended.
Uh-oh. I don't like
USD won the
Oh.
Two of the first three sets. K-State, though,
Oh, no.
came back.
Oh, no.
Won a fourth set and then 15-12 in the fifth.
Oh.
K-State advances in the NCAA Women's Volleyball Championships.
Well, is a bummer.
It is a bummer. So K-State moves on to the second round. USD season ends at 25-5.
Can I go back and just realize how embarrassing that was? I didn't know James Madison was the 4th president, and I said he was the 2nd, because that's.
I think most people should know the top 10, top 8. What's legit to know? Like what should everybody know? Top 5?
Yeah,
because when you get past 7 or 8, I start to get a little confused personally.
Oh, me too. I mean,
there's a Harrison in there. There's a couple of Harrisons.
You got Polk.
There's a Polk. There's a Tyler, a Taylor.
Yeah, Tyler, Taylor.
Like I know the first few, right? Washington, Jefferson, Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison Monroe, Quincy Adams,
yes.
Andrew Jackson 7, Martin Van Buren 8, and then I start to fade. Pick it back up with Lincoln at 16. I've always known that one. And now they're in the mid to late 40s. And
I think this is the
45 right now.
It's not 47?
Maybe. I'm not sure. Be. Yeah, not sure. I don't know how many years they've been calling it POTUS.
Oh, I don't know either.
6, 10?
Really? That's it?
John F. Kennedy was not the POTUS.
Oh.
There's just no way.
Well, they didn't have that term. They didn't have the Twitter handles back then.
Right.
Hey, you want to hear something interesting about Andrew Jackson?
Number 7, and he's on the $20 bill.
Yes, he is. Yeah, he was a controversial figure in our history, but his wife, when he was going through the
Mrs. Jackson,
yes, the election, his wife was the subject of targeted ads by John Adams and all that crew, and they basically said she was I can't even say the word. You know what I'm saying? She was philandering around town. And Andrew Jackson,
philandering's a fair word to mention.
Andrew Jackson
was I don't think you're going to hurt her feelings or her reputation
character
anymore at this point. Yeah.
And so after he was elected, I mean, she found out about all this stuff. He tried to hide it from her. After he was elected, she died 3 weeks later. Because
and you're saying there's nefarious circumstances?
Nefarious as in these people made claims that ruined her life. And
do you know the only president that was not married ever? Mr. Buchanan.
James Buchanan,
answer.
Last thing about presidents.
Okay. I'll take one more.
You'll take one more about presidents?
Yeah.
I wish Oh, have you seen this new show on Netflix, Death by Lightning? It's about James Garfield.
Oh.
And his month in office.
He was killed, yes.
But it's a very good show on Netflix. It's
he was
4
only
episodes.
in office for a month?
I think
less
it was
than William Henry Harrison?
I think it was a month. William
Henry Harrison died, got sick at the inauguration.
Ooh, that is tough.
Yeah.
And do you know that some people think that the water in the White House had bad stuff in it, and that's why so many presidents died back in the day, because the water was contaminated?
I don't know. My wife put some water in a bowl and took it outside and left it under the moon last night.
What?
My wife says that because of the moon last night, which was, she termed it a super moon. I don't even know what that is. But she said also that because of the super moon, the water would gain positive energy if we drink it today.
Did you drink it?
No.
By the way, it wasn't a month.
I'm not knocking her. I'm just saying that was her thing.
You know what? I wouldn't mind trying something like that one day. What do I have to lose? Drinking moon water.
Try it. Yeah, that's what she called it. Moon water.
Garfield was president from March 4th through September 19th, so more than a month. But Death by Lightning, Netflix, just came out a month ago. Great show about it.
James Garfield, 1881. He was replaced after his death by one of my favorite named presidents,
Chester A. Arthur.
Chester A. Arthur. Don't know a thing about him.
I'll tell you
the name.
He was a very suspect person when he was the vice president until Garfield died. And when Garfield died, something clicked in him, and he tried to do well for Garfield throughout the rest of the presidency.
The only thing I can tell you about the photo of Chester A. Arthur, and I believe A stands for Allen, Chester Allen Arthur.
It does, yes.
Those sideburns got to go.
They are pretty
Those
brutal.
are really, really unkept.
Those are really bad. You know, Manny Machado tried these, and
not those.
No, he tried. Manny, I don't think could grow a beard that well, but these are brutal.
Chester Allen Arthur, man of unkept sideburns.
A lot of unkept sideburns back then.
Let's go back to college football with the playoffs and Miami back in the situation.
You cannot get over this.
No, I'm not. We're moving past the Notre Dame comparison because tomorrow Virginia plays Duke for the ACC title. And you might wonder, why isn't Miami playing? Right? They're the best team. So how did they not make it? Well, Virginia won the conference at 7-1, so they have to be in. Miami was in a 5-way tie for second at 6-2. That sound familiar, Aztec fans?
Yeah.
Whereas the Aztec thing was decided by the computer ranking the best team, the ACC was not. Because if the ACC turned it over to the computers, pretty sure Miami would have got the nod as the best team. But the ACC's determining factor in a 5-way tie like that was your record against the rest of the opponents you played in the conference, their winning percentage.
Okay.
So Duke was 6-2 against a group that had a winning percentage at, let's say, 585. Miami's 6-2 opponents had a percentage of like 581. So Duke was determined to the better team. So Miami gets the complaint on so many different fronts. Like they were passed over by a Duke team that is 7-5 this year. A Duke team that is ranked by the FPI, the Pro Football, or the Football Input Index.
Something index.
Miami's 7th, Duke's 46th. But it's Duke getting to play for the title.
Okay, here's
college football.
Here's my other question.
You suck. God.
Gotta rate that one.
It's so many stupid things.
My question is, why are we complaining if this has always been the thing?
I don't know, because they just got to do better. I mean, the conference, I don't know what they can do. How about not having conferences with 39 teams in them so that everybody gets to play everybody?
Well, that would help.
Then it would be easy, right?
That would be very easy, yes. It would, yeah. I mean, we've been talking about it all week.
That's
college
okay.
Football's broken.
Last night, I stayed up all night and watched continued replays of the Miami Notre Dame game that the ACC network put on.
You're insane.
I didn't do that, but they put them on.
I
told you that earlier the week.
Yes, they did do that, which I do love.
Yeah,
I do love.
I thought it was great. ACC said, hey. And, of course, the Notre Dame AD's come out, too, and he said, well, we're the hottest team in the country.
Okay.
Yeah, you're 10 in a row. But one of your losses was to Miami. So shut up. Notre Dame should not be in.
They should just do like a I don't even know what they should do. They're never going to do anything.
Celtics 69, Lakers 46. Duh. Right? Lakers are missing their two best players who just happen to not be in the mood to play tonight or whatever.
How's the Hillbilly Mamba doing?
Hillbilly's got 12.
Okay.
Jaylen Brown has 11. So the Hillbilly's winning, but his team is not.
Well, that's a bummer.
All Celtics at this point. You have a 5 things, or is it 5?
Am I just making up a number? There's no number.
No number. But you have things you can't wait for next week's winter meetings.
Things I'm looking forward to. Yeah. Things I'm warning people about.
All right, and you didn't even get me in on this, so I'm excited to find out what it might be.
Yes.
And after you find out again that there's still a log jam on the 5 North at Delmar Heights.
Yeah, that's going to be later in the break because she needs to update it. So
okay, well, you'll get that in the break, and then we'll come back with Skraby's winter meetings preview.
Manny, you were the first chip to come in here. What does it feel like getting this organization back to the playoffs and back-to-back seasons?
Man, it feels great, man. I mean, it's unbelievable. You know, from that first meeting with AJ to meeting Ron and Peter, you're just seeing the growing pains of losing, falling short, making it to postseason, making it short, having an unbelievable team, and now being back here back to back. I mean, it's just City of San Diego deserves it. The fans deserve it, and this organization as well.
Man, you kind of put this team on your back through the mid portion of this season when the offense was a little bit waning. I mean, this is kind of what you do. How good does it feel to get them to this point and then have your teammates kind of pick you up there at the end?
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, I came here for a reason, was to win and pick up a team and ride, you know, and this is what I do. I've done it my entire career, continue doing it, and I got faith in my boys. I know that I can ride for a team for a little bit, and I know my boys are going to come up there and pick me up when I'm down as well, and they did that this whole month. And they picked me up, and look where we're at, man. We fought, we've grinded, you know, we've gone through the gauntlet as a team, and man, it just feels so good. Feels so good.
You guys, you kind of mentioned it. Last year, you guys got to the second half and just rolled. This year, it wasn't that easy. You guys had to really grind it out. Does it make getting to this point that much more fulfilling when you had to work that hard to get there?
I wouldn't say that because it's hard. I wouldn't say that, but man, it feels good to win. It feels good to win, to be back in this spot. And yeah, it hasn't been easy, but this team has fought. We fought since last year, and we're going to continue to do it.
You guys got 5 more games to go against some opponents that obviously the Brewers are where they are. The Diamondbacks still in this bad boy.
Yes,
what are you guys trying to accomplish in these last 5?
We're not stopping. We're not stopping. Keep playing good baseball. We're going to continue to do it. You know, this isn't over. We got to get hot. We got to get going now, and we've been showing clips and going, but we got guys fully going. We got guys doing the things that need to get back to, and we're gonna get rolling. And when this business isn't finished, we gotta continue to the end.
Congratulations, my friend. Manny, you were the first chip to come in here. What does it feel like getting this organization back to the playoffs in back-to-back seasons?
Man, it feels great, man. I mean, it's unbelievable. You know, from that first meeting with AJ to meeting Ron and Peter, you just seen the growing pains of losing, falling short, making it to postseason, making it short, having an unbelievable team, and now being back here back to back. I mean, it's just City of San Diego deserves it. The fans deserve it, and this organization as well.
Man, you kind of put this team on your back through the mid portion of this season when the offense was a little bit waning. I mean, this is kind of what you do. How good does it feel to get them to this point and then have your teammates kind of pick you up there at the end?
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, I came here for a reason, was to win and pick up a team and ride, you know, and this is what I do. I've done it my entire career, continue doing it, and I got faith in my boys. I know that I can ride for a team for a little bit, and I know my boys are going to come up there and pick me up when I'm down as well, and they did that this whole month. And they picked me up, and look where we're at, man. We fought, we've grinded, you know, we've gone through the gauntlet as a team, and man, it just feels so good. Feels so good.
You guys, you kind of mentioned it. Last year, you guys got to the second half and just rolled. This year, it wasn't that easy. You guys had to really grind it out. Does it make getting to this point that much more fulfilling when you had to work that hard to get there?
I wouldn't say that because it's hard. I wouldn't say that, but man, it feels good to win. It feels good to win, to be back in this spot. And yeah, it hasn't been easy, but this team has fought. We fought since last year, and we're going to continue to do it.
You guys got 5 more games to go against some opponents that obviously the Brewers are where they are. The Diamondbacks still in this bad boy.
Yes,
what are you guys trying to accomplish in these last 5?
We're not stopping. We're not stopping. Keep playing good baseball. We're going to continue to do it. You know, this isn't over. We got to get hot. We got to get going now, and we've been showing clips and going, but we got guys fully going. We got guys doing the things that need to get back to, and we're gonna get rolling. And when this business isn't finished, we gotta continue to the end.
Congratulations, my friend. Manny, you were the first chip to come in here. What does it feel like getting this organization back to the playoffs in back-to-back seasons?
Man, it feels great, man. I mean, it's unbelievable. You know, from that first meeting with AJ to meeting Ron and Peter, you just seen the growing pains of losing, falling short, making it to postseason, making it short, having an unbelievable team, and now being back here back to back. I mean, it's just City of San Diego deserves it. The fans deserve it, and this organization as well.
Man, you kind of put this team on your back through the mid portion of this season when the offense was a little bit waning. I mean, this is kind of what you do. How good does it feel to get them to this point and then have your teammates kind of pick you up there at the end?
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, I came here for a reason, was to win and pick up a team and ride, you know, and this is what I do. I've done it my entire career, continue doing it, and I got faith in my boys. I know that I can ride for a team for a little bit, and I know my boys are going to come up there and pick me up when I'm down as well, and they did that this whole month. And they picked me up, and look where we are, man. We fought, we've grinded, you know, we've gone through the gauntlet as a team, and man, it just feels so good. Feels so good.
You guys, you kind of mentioned it. Last year, you guys got to the second half and just rolled. This year, it wasn't that easy. You guys had to really grind it out. Does it make getting to this point that much more fulfilling when you had to work that hard to get there?
I wouldn't say that because it's hard. I wouldn't say that, but man, it feels good to win. It feels good to win, to be back in this spot. And yeah, it hasn't been easy, but this team has fought. We fought since last year, and we're going to continue to do it.
You guys got 5 more games to go against some opponents that obviously the Brewers are where they are.
Really
the Diamondbacks still in this bad boy.
Yes, sir.
What are you guys trying to accomplish in these last 5?
We're not stopping. We're not stopping. Keep playing good baseball. We're going to continue to do it. You know, this isn't over. We got to get hot. We got to get going now, and we've been showing clips and going, but we got guys fully going. We got guys doing the things that need to get back to, and we're gonna get rolling. And when this business isn't finished, we gotta continue to the end.
Congratulations, my friend. Manny, you were the first chip to come in.
Got his things he's looking forward to in the baseball winter meetings, but you just said something that irked me. Not you, but what you said irked me. Or what your subject matter irked me. Gwynn and Chris, 97.3 The Fan. Somebody wrote and said, hey,
Trevor.
you got Trevor again. Is it? Oh, no, we've had Tyler and Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor.
So Trevor wrote in and said, hey, if you guys listen to Braden Suprenan's show, he has solved the problem for college football's playoff.
Yes.
I'm like, wait, you know, he's commissioner. What are we doing? And Trevor said his idea is that you go to 24 teams and everybody get a team in from
every
each
conference
conference.
gets at least one berth.
Well, here's the problem, Trevor and Braden and everybody else that keeps trying to do that. The system started with 2 teams way back when, right? BCS, 2 teams.
Yep.
The third team was pissed every year.
Yep.
So what did they do? They moved it to 4 teams. Remember? Yep. Semifinals, finals. Guess what? The 5th team every year was livid that they got left out.
Okay.
Now it's at 12. Guess what? The 13th and 14th teams are going to be upset. And do I even need to now tell you that if you put 24 teams in, that the 25th team will cry foul? There is no exact number you can put in that doesn't leave somebody out.
But with 24 teams, you're able to get more teams in there. So maybe people won't care about that 2015 because they don't deserve it.
Always care.
Right now, they deserve it.
Right now, the NCAA basketball tournament has 68 teams.
Oh, it's going up.
And every year, number 69 is left out. Every year. There's a snub. Somebody didn't make it that should have made it. There's no way around it. Stop it.
Part of me is thinking, this is not a participation trophy thing. You want to make the college football playoff win games. That's it.
Or you do it, our buddy Feinbaum wants. Just
damn.
basically put all 12 SEC teams in and let them play it out because they're the best teams.
Feinbaum would love it.
As he says.
He would love it. All right, you ready for my things?
Yeah, let's go to some winter meeting news.
You know what?
News that might be made.
We haven't dusted off this in a while.
Hey, there we go. All right.
All guests on 97.3 The Fan join us on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. All right, these are just some random things I was thinking about through the week. I talked about Fernando being a part of trade rumors on the Skraby show on Tuesday, but get used to these Fernando trade rumors because the winter meetings is going to provide a lot of mentions of Fernando Tatis Jr. being traded. It's just going to happen, so don't pay attention to them. It's all fodder because they're all together and they're all talking about it. So first thing is, like, just get used to the Fernando trade rumors and don't let it make you mad.
And wait till they interview Ken Rosenthal and he brings it up.
Oh, he's going to bring it up. They're all going to be asked about it. Everybody's going to be asked about it.
Thanks to Ken. I just think, I think I would have more responsibility as a reporter of that ilk. If you're going to make me one of the baseball national guys, I don't think it's fair for me to just make stuff up so that everyone has to be asked about it.
Here's my scenario. I
got to at
on
least
Tuesday.
have some semblance of accuracy.
Here's my scenario.
I just don't see it with Ken Rosenthal.
I presented on Tuesday. What if Ken texted someone within the Padres saying, is there any chance that Fernando gets traded this offseason? That person texts back, not likely, but never say never.
Not enough. Not nearly enough. You need two people, and they both have to say there's a real chance it could happen before you start writing, hey, the Padres are actively trying to trade him.
Okay. I buy into that. My next one, AJ Preller. Does he get an extension, or are we just going to keep him lame duck for the rest of eternity? Because it was reported like nearly a month ago that the extension was likely, and there's been no news.
What was reported right after that?
I don't know. What was?
The fact that the Seidlers are now actively looking to sell the team.
Yes.
That changes things.
It does change
dramatically.
Things. But
AJ's going to have to be patient. That's all.
I don't know. I don't like the lame duck thing going into
He's not a lame duck. It's different. It's not like players have to play for him and be worried about him being the manager and them saying, well, you're not going to be back next year, so I don't care. I don't have to play for you. This is a general manager. He has a job to do this year, and that's to put together a good team.
Okay, well,
and he's being paid to do it.
Expect some questions about AJ Preller's extension.
There'll be some questions, but to me, it doesn't change the job at hand for him.
All right, next one, because we've talked about it enough this week and weeks leading up to this, but how much do you think we're going to hear about Mason Miller becoming a starter? Is that going to be a main topic, main storyline for the Padres?
I don't agree with Sam Levitt. I do, actually, a lot of times. He hit it on the head, what I think. And that is why you would ever want to take a chance at weakening the team's biggest strength.
Yeah.
And then make that mediocre with the no guarantee that Mason Miller is going to be a great starter.
Correct.
I just, sure you can mention it, but I just think there's no way the Padres are going to do this. And then I'll be wrong when Mason Miller starts the first weekend.
Me too, Chris.
Me too. If you used Mason Miller and Morejon as starters, you'd say, okay, good, we got them now. Who's your closer? You going with Estrada? What do you got? What do you got?
Jason Adam will be back.
Jason Adam. Okay.
But I'd rather keep Mason Miller there. Obviously, the answer's in front of us, and we're not paying attention to it.
You have the best bullpen in baseball if you keep it as it is, I think, or at least pretty darn close to it.
Let me see. Oh, yeah. How much will you hear about that? That's going to be a big storyline. Sorry, I just kind of brain farted for a second.
Brain
farted.
Oh, you said that.
Yeah, you could say
said
that.
Brain cramped.
Okay, brain
a little more
cramped
classy.
a little bit.
Oh, goodness.
The next one. Do you think there's going to be a Padres trade, no matter how big or no matter how small?
Yeah, the odds would be in favor of that, I think.
The odds would be in favor. You know what? No, I don't think they do anything. I don't think they make any trades. I don't think they sign any players. I think we're going to be in a holding pattern like we were last year until about spring training time. But
you're just saying, well, they make a trade next week.
Next week, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
No, the odds are against that.
Yeah, the odds are against that. But AJ Preller surprised us before. All right, finally, generally around baseball, not just Padres related, what is going to be said about the upcoming CBA? Are sides going to dig in more on their side, or are they going to kick the can down the road on it? Or what is Rob Manfred going to say? Because this is going to be a big topic of conversation at the winter meetings.
And the deadline for getting an agreement is when?
December 2026.
And this is December 2025.
Yes.
Yeah. So wait about a year.
So November 30th of 2026.
Yeah. They never say anything until it's practically too late.
But I wonder how
that's how this works. It's worked that way every time in history.
I get it. But I wonder what the mudslinging is going to get like.
I don't think it'll be that anything. I don't think there's any reason to say anything at this point. Outlandish. Just wait for next December. And then when they say, hey, what are we going to do? Then you say, we're not taking a salary cap. And they say, well, you better take one. And then you say, well, we don't need to play because we don't care. And then they say, well, then we don't need you to. And then it's over. And now there's a stoppage. And then you have from January of 2027 until spring training to iron it out. I would bet almost everything I have that there will be no baseball from January to March of 2027.
Kind of like what we went through years ago when they had to play doubleheaders because the season was cut off.
It has never, ever been solved before there's a stoppage. So I don't see why this should be any different.
I don't think it's going to be solved.
The problems are the exact same.
I think there's going to be mudslinging.
I don't.
All right.
What's mudslinging? Something beyond like the owners suck? Does that mean
mudslinging?
What is
mudslinging?
They're being disingenuous. They're lying.
That's mudslinging.
Open your books.
Yes,
we don't believe you.
Yes.
Well, that's normal behavior.
Okay.
I don't find that to be mudslinging.
All right. That's it. Why did Chris just throw me a string cheese?
Because I'm string cheese slinging.
Here comes the sinister sling.
I just like the mud slinging verbiage.
I know. I told you. I've been listening to these presidential
string
podcasts.
Cheese sling you.
That was a good catch, though.
Not bad.
All right.
All right. We got our biggest fan to announce when we come back. So if you're in the running for that, don't miss your name potentially being called. Also, more on the Padres and what's ahead next week with AJ Cassavell, Gwynn and Chris.
Ben and
AJ, this season started off amazingly well, and it kind of had to tread water there in the middle part of the season. You go out, you make the moves to improve this ball club. Is this part of what you envisioned when you went out and made those moves?
Yeah, I mean, I think, we played great ball to start the season. Hopefully we start the year and end the year playing our best ball of the year. And, yeah, I think the deadline, we needed to round the club out. So we thought we had a team that could get to this point. Probably, knew we needed some reinforcements. Our baseball ops team did a great job. I think seeing Freddie get the big hit tonight was fun to watch. And I think it was all part of the puzzle, honestly, just rounding out the team.
I mean, throughout the course of the season, different things have popped up in terms of what you guys needed to add or what you needed to improve. Talk about this coaching staff, because they seem to pull a lot of things out of guys that hadn't reached the potential that we've seen them reach this year.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Gavin Sheets that comes here with the opportunity, talking to Schulte, Victor, Mike McCoy's done an unbelievable job with Gavin. You see guys like, at the end of the day, you look at the bullpen piece of David Morgan coming up through the organization, coming right into the mix in the big leagues. Schulte every day. It's every day is to talk about what baseball excellence looks like. It's a teaching class. The group is like, it's a thankless job. They're here at noon every day. They're the last guys to leave. It's a huge part of our success is our coaching staff. And when you can give them talented players and then see those guys achieve and overachieve, that's a testament to the work the staff does every day.
Probably one of the moves that doesn't get talked about enough is you bring Nick Pivetta in kind of last minute. You had to get creative. Just talk about that signing and how big it was for this ball club.
Yeah, it's kind of fitting he's on the mound today in a clinching game because he's been that guy all year long. I think he was a guy throughout the offseason kind of monitoring his market. And, with Joe's injury, Musgrove being out, we knew we were a little short on the starting pitching side. And, we got to February and, a guy like Pavetta's still out there who our R&D teams talked about for the last few years is a guy that we thought we could take to a different level. And he's become here and been unbelievable, been the ace of the staff. It's great to see him out there.
Can we talk about Manny Machado? I mean, you got to see him reach some career highs this year. This was your first real big signing you brought here, and now for the first time in 19 years, this team is going to back-to-back playoff appearances. this has got to be kind of all coming together. Obviously, there's a big prize at the end that you want to get to, but this has got to feel right now.
Yeah, I mean, you can really go around the room and talk about, thought process and where we're at with trades, free agent signings, but obviously bringing Manny here to San Diego, you're bringing a superstar in the prime of his career in a city where kind of people were used to those superstars going out the other way. You've seen it your whole life. To do it where Manny came in, he was kind of that first piece, that foundational piece. We talked about in Havana Harry's and Coral Gables when we were kind of doing our recruiting pitch, myself and Yaine and Manny, this being the norm. And at that time it was a little bit more of a dream and a vision, but Manny bought in, he wanted to be a part of it. Everybody knows he's the guy here, and he's the one that kind of started this whole thing. And to see him year in, year out.
Sounds like Manny has intercepted AJ.
He has indeed. Last one. AJ, you have introduced a portion of Padre fans to some of the best years of Padre baseball. And as I said, I know there's an ultimate goal, but how do you feel? You've been kind of the one spearheading on it. I know you don't like to talk about yourself, but I think you got you on this one.
I mean, I know Jesse and you talk about these being the golden years. That was the idea. And I think when Peter Ron sat down with our group in 2016, it was, hey, when we get to 2020, we want to be good year in, year out this decade. It's just fun to bring a lot of joy to the fans of San Diego. We have such a good organization, such a good group. It's great to be a part of it. Got some steps to do now. It's like getting in is the start. Now it's all about trying to win that World Series ring and go put a flag here in San Diego.
Dry up. Enjoy yourself, brother. AJ, this season started off amazingly well, and it kind of had to tread water there in the middle part of the season. You go out, you make the moves to improve this ball club. Is this part of what you envisioned when you went out and made those moves?
Yeah, I mean, I think, we play great ball to start the season. Hopefully we start the year and end the year playing our best ball of the year. And yeah, I think the deadline, we need to round the club out. So we thought we had a team that could get to this point. Probably, knew we needed some reinforcements. Our baseball ops team did a great job. I think seeing Freddie get the big hit tonight was fun to watch. I think it was all part of the puzzle, honestly, just rounding out the team.
I mean, throughout the course of the season, different things have popped up in terms of what you guys needed to add or what you needed to improve. Talk about this coaching staff, because they seem to pull a lot of things out of guys that hadn't reached the potential that we've seen them reach this year.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Gavin Sheets that comes here with the opportunity, talking to Schulte, Victor, Mike McCoy's done an unbelievable job with Gavin. You see guys like, at the end of the day, you look at the bullpen piece, it's David Morgan coming up through the organization, coming right into the mix in the big leagues. Schulte every day, every day is to talk about what baseball excellence looks like.
Gwynn and Chris, biggest fan. Announcement shortly. Before that, quick check of the college football conference championship scoreboard. James Madison 17, Troy 14. Late second, Troy hanging in. Kennesaw State, I know you love the Owls, Skraby.
I do. I love them.
Leading Jacksonville State 7-0 at halftime. Little old-fashioned slobber knocker there.
I love that name.
I do too. Early first quarter, North Texas 7-0 over Tulane. And in the Mountain West, Boise State on the board, 7-0 over UNLV. All right. Time now for our biggest fan. Congratulations to the first name of the week I can pronounce. Mike Hernandez.
Yes.
Of San Diego. Give us a call within the next 10 minutes, Mike. 833-288-0973. If you know Mike Hernandez, call him and tell him to call in. He'll qualify, or Mike, you will qualify for a grand prize drawing and a chance for 20 tickets. You and your friends would come to a Padre game in the Odyssey Suite with all of the fan staff this coming season. It'll all be catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. Remember, register your name out there at 973thefan.st.com/biggest fan. Mike Hernandez, clock is tick, 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 ticking now.
We're gonna have traffic after AJ Cassavell.
All right, AJ Cassavell joined us, Tony and I, just to give us a preview, really, of the winter meetings coming up, what he thinks, and what the Padres need to do, what they need to focus on, whether Mason Miller becomes a starter, whether or not Michael King is still a possibility. Those kind of questions with AJ Cassavell. Skraby's going to take us the rest of the way after that because I'm officiating tonight, and the traffic's not great out there.
It is Carmageddon.
Yeah, so I'm going to get out just a tad early, but Skraby's got you covered till the top of the hour.
Ooh, actually, traffic updated, so we can go to traffic before AJ for everyone.
All right, we'll get you your traffic. Then Skraby will get you AJ, and then Skraby will get you out of here. So I'm going to say bye now. I'll see y'all Monday with Tony and Skraby at 2 o'clock, but don't go anywhere because there's more to do.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Unfortunately, no change in that situation. The coastline, guys, all lanes remain blocked northbound 5 at Delmar Heights. They've had to sporadically close the southbound lanes as well. Apparently, this person that is standing on the overpass keeps moving back and forth over north and southbound lanes, but for sure, northbound lanes are still shut down. Traffic being diverted off at Delmar Heights Road. Supposedly, they're letting traffic back on Delmar Heights to the northbound 5. This is making a mess of things all around the North County. In fact, a lot of folks jumping over to northbound 15 as an alternate, so that's looking pretty solid, actually, all the way from the 52 up toward the 78. Speaking of the 78, there's a crash west 78 right before Barham. Those vehicles are blocking the fast lane. Elsewhere around the county, crash in the South Bay, South 805, Orange Avenue off-ramp. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
All guests on the 97.3 The Fan join us via the David P. Shapiro fan hotline.
Love that guy.
David P. Shapiro, I do. Also, a criminal defense attorney. He helps good people. That's why you like him, Skrabe. He helps good people regain control of their future when they're charged with a crime. He's been doing it since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. AJ Cassavell.
Decade and a half right there.
Right. Yeah. That's right. Same time as the Warriors have dominated the NBA.
Right.
AJ Cassavell, MLB.com. Welcome to the program. How is your December going?
It's good. It's about to probably get a little busier with the winter meetings, but right now it's so far so good.
What is keeping there's nothing keeping us busy with the Padres right now. What do you do when you're on the beat and there's really nothing to call anybody about? Do you call to say hello anyway, or?
Yeah, more or less. I mean, I think next week is when usually the off season starts to heat up. So I don't know if it will. It didn't last year, but this organization has a tendency of making some big moves at the winter meetings, or at least getting things going at the winter meetings. So maybe next week's the week.
Now,
what do I do? I think I just sit here and wait for the Penn State coaching search to happen.
Yeah, I figured you're in on that search.
Well, I am leading my college football pick'em pool right now, so I don't know if that makes me qualified.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're qualified, but I think the real question is: are we as AJ in long hair, don't care mode, or are we cut short?
No, it's still long hair, don't care mode.
Okay.
It's been that way for a long time. I don't know when I'm going back, but for now, off season AJ definitely long hair, don't care. In the season, maybe trim it a little bit more.
Fair enough.
I thought you were referring to AJ Preller on that question because he grows his hair out sometimes.
No, he's definitely short hair right now.
Okay,
for sure. Let's get to the down to brass tacks. Obviously, winter meetings coming up, and Padres have some holes to fill, specifically in the starting rotation. You highlighted it in your article yesterday. Where do the Padres go? I mean, do we even know kind of the parameters that they can maybe spend, or do we have any of that as we go into the winter meetings?
I don't think we have the parameters. I do think there are some parameters. I just don't necessarily know what they are.
Okay.
I mean, they're going to need starting pitching in some way, shape, or form, and they had some money come off the books with some of the guys that left last year, and obviously the guys that are free agents now. And so, I mean, I've written this a dozen times, but they need to find, I think, the next Nick Pivetta, the guy that they can find on a reasonable deal. Probably not the deal that Dylan Cease got or what Michael King's likely to get, but who could have that ceiling of becoming a front of the rotation type starter. And then they probably need to add two other starters around that. And so I think if you're doing that shrewdly, you can do it with some kind of like look at the finances and make it work. You wonder if there's trades in the works and what they even have to trade, but obviously starting pitching is the biggest area of need. I will say the fact that this organization has been able to find those kinds of guys in the past would give me a lot of sense for optimism, because they have been able to, when they've lost bigger name pitchers, go out and find the next big name pitcher who they end up signing for a reasonable deal, a Seth Lugo, Michael Wacha, Nick Pivetta, who then goes on to become kind of front of the rotation.
Yeah. Excuse me, and traded for Michael King, who I don't think anybody thought would be a front of the rotation guy until he was. AJ Cassavell is with us from MLB.com. All right, ESPN.com, certainly not the authority, but just to give an example, I'm looking at their current depth chart, and it lists starting pitchers: Dylan Cease, Michael King, Yu Darvish, 1, 2, 3. Well, we know that right now Padres don't have any of those guys. So, yes, they definitely need to replace. What do you think about Michael King? Does the Dylan Cease signing in Toronto, in your mind, make it more or less likely that Michael King could still fall back and wind up here again? Because I think most of us would like to see him here again.
I mean, I would love to see him here again. I enjoyed covering him. He's a bright guy and a good pitcher. I would just say probably pretty unlikely given what Cease got. And I don't think Michael King will necessarily get the length of the deal that Cease got, but starting pitching is a very hot commodity clearly on the free agent market. And a lot of teams are going to be very interested in Michael King. And so I think it's unlikely. I don't know if it was made any more or less likely, but if I had to guess, I would say less likely by the deal that Cease got in Toronto. The Padres will get draft pick compensation for that, obviously, but they need to go out and find starters. And I would be surprised at this point if Michael King were one of them. I do think there's a possibility that Michael King will sign a different type of deal than the one that Cease got, which Cease was just 210, 7 years. I think maybe there's a different pathway for Michael King, who hasn't been a starter for as long, for a type of deal where maybe there's an opt out or something like that after a season or two. But beyond that, I just don't know. I don't know if the Padres will be in on Michael King the way some other teams will be. I think they address their pitching questions by finding essentially the next Michael King.
AJ Cassavell joins us here, covers the Padres with MLB.com. And AJ, you mentioned having to try to find the next Nick Pivetta. Do you see a guy in this list of, I would say, deep but not top tier pitching free agents this year?
If I did, I think they might have a role in the front office. Because Nick, I thought Nick Pivetta was a pretty good pitcher, but I didn't see coming what last season was. I don't know. I thought Cody Ponce was an interesting kind of candidate. And then he signed with Toronto. I looked down the list of pitchers. I don't necessarily see that guy, but the Padres have found him, and it might not be on the free agent market. Maybe they find some way to come together with a trade.
Yeah.
And it might be a guy that we're not even thinking of at this point. So my short answer is no. I wish I had a better answer. But I suspect the Padres internally have a couple of guys they're targeting. Maybe, who knows? Maybe it's Mason Miller. I know we haven't gotten exactly a ton of resolution on where that is.
Yeah, our esteemed producer, Matt Skraby, said, why don't you ask him about Mason Miller? And then you said it. So you guys are on the same boat. Mason Miller, okay, great closer. We know this, but he's wanted to start. How much does he want to start? Adrian Morejon, I will throw him in that. I know he started at one point, became so successful last year out of the bullpen. I imagine those are things they're going to at least take a look at.
Yeah, they'll definitely take a look at them. And here's what I think can't happen. What can't happen is you move those guys to the rotation just because you're desperate for starters. Like if that's the reason you're doing this, because you don't have starting pitchers and your bullpen is just kind of a glut of guys, there's too many, like that's a bad reason to do it, because you know how good Morejon and Miller are. That being said, like if those guys want to do it, and if you can extract value from those guys, and if they're in on that plan, and you really think that they can be, I think it's pretty clear both of them in theory could be more valuable as starting pitchers. The question is the risk associated with it if they aren't good, or the extra injury risk. I think there's some merit to discussing it. I think we'll probably find out soon what the Padres' plan is. I just don't think they're going to go into this with the plan being, well, we don't have starting pitchers, we need somebody, let's throw these two guys into the mix. I think it's going to be more, I think we can get more from these guys as starting pitchers without as much risk. And the Padres have proven they can do it in the past. But if it's like there's clearly so much value for those two guys. I think you could make the case that they were maybe the two best relievers on National League teams by the end of last season. Like they weren't, neither of them were first or second team All MLB. I think they both should have been. And I think that they provide a ton of value already in the bullpen. AJ Preller said it at the general managers meetings that he didn't want to take a strength and a weakness and turn them into kind of two mediocre aspects of the roster. Like you want to keep the strength in the bullpen and then make the rotation into something that I think the Padres have had pretty good rotations the last few years. I think they could probably find that on the open market, even if they don't end up transitioning those guys into a starting role.
That's well said, AJ, because the reality is, in order for it to be the success that everybody wants, that means they would have to be a starter, at least at the same level that they were a reliever, or else you are taking one strength and making two mediocre. So we'll see how AJ Preller decides to kind of put this whole thing together. AJ Cassavell joins us here on Gwynn and Chris. And AJ, pitching is where we've kind of focused on, but it certainly isn't the only hole that the Padres have to address. DH/first base, also a part of that conversation. There seems to be some options there, but again, without knowing what the Padres can spend or what they are interested in spending, it's kind of hard to really decipher who those guys will be.
Yeah, and that's the interesting part of all this. Like, obviously, Luis Arraez is a free agent now. Ryan O'Hearn's a free agent now. Those should be guys that interest the Padres, but, like, it depends on what the market says and what the Padres have to spend on those guys, because I think their bigger needs are elsewhere. It also is going to be interesting kind of philosophically, like what direction they take the offense. Obviously, it's a pretty contact-prone offense. That has kind of in some ways been made out to be a bad thing. It clearly is not. Like, look at what the Blue Jays did when you combine contact-heavy approach with some slug. Like, that's what this offense, I think, kind of should aspire to be. That being said, I don't know what that means in terms of whether they would be interested in reuniting with Luis Arraez or whether they would go toward a more of a power bat type. I think this could be one that drags out a little bit because there are some options, and it shouldn't be that hard of a hole to fill, just because, like, that's the type of position that there are plenty of guys. So I think we'll see going forward. It'll be interesting to see who they get to fill that spot, and I think it'll tell us a lot about the philosophical direction of what they think about the offense.
AJ Cassavell is with us. Excuse me, AJ. Fernando Tatis Jr. Everything we've been told by the organization and every question that's been asked, I think, has been answered with Fernando is not going anywhere. And then I can't seem to avoid people rumoring that he's being shopped. And it's something that the Padres will and really want to take a look at. Ken Rosenthal seems to kind of be at the forefront of this. We know how we all feel about him sometimes. But do you really – I mean, if – let's just say it got to that point where they felt they could improve this whole roster by trading him. Let's just say they did it. What would the reaction be? Like, would they be able to even get away with it if they thought that was the thing to do?
Well, my first question before we even get there is, how would you improve the whole roster by trading Fernando Tatis Jr.?
Yeah,
right.
Right.
Probably your best player. So, like, if we're getting there to a trade where you're making the roster that much better, like, he is a really good player who plays excellent defense, does a lot of things offensively, I think has more potential to be tapped into than what he got. So I do think you might be selling a little bit low on him. Like, are you able to make the roster better? And if you're not, then it's a non-starter. If you are, I frankly don't necessarily see how that happens. But if you are, then you have to, I think, probably entertain it, because it's the job of the general manager. But also, it just seems so unlikely that you could find that, and so tricky to make that work. That I think this is one where I believe the Padres when they say they're really not interested. That doesn't mean they're not going to field phone calls when the phone calls come in, if the phone calls come in. But I don't see it because of what you said about making the roster better by making that trade. I just don't see how that happens.
AJ, do you think Jake Cronenworth is a Padre in 2026 to start the year?
Yeah, I think yes. But I'm a little more skeptical than I would have been. I mean, you've been mentioned in trade rumors before. And And I think it was pretty clear that he was staying a lot of those times. And now I'm maybe a little more skeptical. So I would answer yes, but I kind of understand the merits of a trade. If you're trying to free up some resources to allocate elsewhere, he's a guy that has some value and has a several years left on his contract, but you could still get something for him. That being said, it's not easy to find guys that are as versatile as Jake Cronenworth, and a guy who I think would be your starting second baseman next year. That's not a position with a ton of guys who have the talent that Cronenworth does defensively and what he does offensively, and frankly, what he brings to the clubhouse. So I think it's unlikely that they would do that. But I think if, like we just talked about Tatis, like if they were to explore that type of trade where they're dealing from the offense to maybe free up some financial flexibility to spend elsewhere, perhaps on pitching, like that would make a little bit more sense to me than Tatis. I just still think it's kind of unlikely given the role that he fills and how hard it would be to replace him.
AJ Casavell is irreplaceable on this show. Leave you with this, AJ. Craig Stammen, your first impressions. I know everybody's a big fan of Craig Stammen, the player, and maybe even the front office guy. What are your first impressions of Craig Stammen, the manager?
Yeah, first impressions are just that, like, I'm not surprised that he's the manager, that he is a manager. Just maybe like happened faster than I expected. But having covered Craig and having worked like with Craig and talked with Craig when he was in the front office and seen what he did the last couple of years, if you told me Craig Stammen would be a manager in the next 10 years, I would have said, absolutely, that makes a ton of sense. If you had told me he was going to be the Padres manager in 2026, I would have been like, oh, okay, that's interesting. That's a little surprising. And so here we are. I just think he has all the tools and kind of all the wisdom and knowledge he needs to succeed as a first-time manager, but that just doesn't guarantee anything with a first-time manager because you kind of never know how these things go. And a lot of times it's out of the control of the manager, basically, how it goes. So we'll find out, I think, more come spring training and whatnot, but I think he has all the tools in terms of just the emotional aspect relating to guys, as well as the tactical acumen to make it work. We'll just have to find out whether it does.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. AJ.
Thank you, AJ.
Have a great holiday season. We'll catch up with you soon, sir.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.
Chris's voice is 100 times better than it was earlier in the week. But that's it for the show today. I will just say again, I am celebrating 9 years without a drink. And if anyone out there is feeling like they can't stop drinking or they can't get things together, I'm living proof that you can, because things were not good for me. And I was losing my family. I was losing my friends. I was losing my mental health. I was losing my physical health. But 9 years ago today, I decided to put it in the right direction. And I never thought I was going to get here, but I did. So if I can, I promise you that you can too. It's not as hard as you think. Once you figure out that this is better than the old life, you'll buy in. All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. We will talk to you on Monday.